Hello everybody, welcome to Get Good Gambit number 9. I'm here with the previous winner of Get Good Gambit number 7, Chazgoon. How are we doing today, my man?
I'm doing great today, Ukiyo. How about you?
Hey, we get to watch some great Guilty Gear here at the Gambit today. You know, this first set of our Gambit number 9. SpelctralLumo is a little bit more of a passive Dizzies, I'd like to say. They like to kind of go back, stay in range, kind of trying to get these fireballs up, but Sancho from DXG, I haven't seen them play, but you did mention that they did play in the last beginner moth pit bracket. Do you know how they played?
They ended up making second place, crawling their way out of the losing bracket.
So definitely a formidable opponent indeed. You already have Spectral on low health, gets the Roman cancel to drift forward and take this first round, but they did get that burst out of them. No burst gauge to speak of almost, and Spectral does still have the resource lead. Gets a big teleport in, followed up by an overhead. Gets the combo extension, able to push to the wall, has 50 meter, gets the wall stick to be able to spend it. Maybe was kind of thinking for a second on whether or not they wanted to, but look at that damage pile up on Spectral's health bar.
I will say Sancho uses the teleport from Testament really well. I've never really seen any Testament player like utilize the teleport as much as Sancho does.
I mean, it's really making spades right now. They don't even really have to use it. Was kind of just waiting to bait out Spectral's options and able to get this first game on the board here for Sancho. I think if you're Spectral here, you might want to be a little bit more patient. I think that first game was great for Data and seeing how Sancho wanted to play neutral, seeing what buttons they wanted to press out, really relying heavily on those farther ranged buttons. And I think you're right, Chaz. I did see them use a good bit of that teleport to try to get in. I know it got sniped out once by one of those chestnuts, but just not able to really make it up there.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Starting back here, I use this to catch out projectiles. Gets the ice block there, but it doesn't really work out. Using these chestnuts to perfection here, really calling out any kind of movement that Sancho wants to use. Sets up these projectiles, and it's so hard to get through if you're Sancho. I use this through his chestnuts coming out here, basically not allowing Sancho to move. Has to use that PRC in the air to get some kind of momentum and movement started. But what a teleport here. Gets in, has a great conversion, uses the Wild Assault to break the wall, but doesn't use the 50 meter, doesn't get a chance to.
Sancho is doing really well at playing patiently and just waiting for an amazing opening to combo off of.
Exactly. I think that it's really helping out. The Spectral kind of just seems very uncomfortable right now. Every single little hit that Sancho gets is converting into more damage and pressure. The Stain Pop gonna allow for a wall stick, but no real damage coming out yet. That Michael sword to get some distance out, and we have danger maybe coming up for Spectral, really not wanting to confront Sancho at all. Big counter hit on the board here, but no conversion off of it. We're back at full screen once again.
No conversion off of that counter hit from the sword, but I will say the sword could be really well for getting those jump-ins that Sancho is doing over here.
I think Spectral's doing a great job at finding these hits inside of neutral, punishing Sancho jumping in or anything like that, but just not getting very many conversions off of it. And Sancho's really pouncing on that opportunity, going up 2-0 in the set right now. Things are looking very good if you're Sancho. If you're in Spectral's position, Chaz, what would you try and do to kind of adapt, or what things would you try and punish?
Honestly, I would try and punish those jump-ins more. Sancho is really making good use of dodging those projectiles and then doing a really nice jump-in, converting into a wall break combo. Because Spectral's really backing themselves up into a corner here most of the time, I will say.
Agreed. I also think that, like, they're just... I'm not gonna lie, it seems like they're kind of still trying to find their options. They have a great idea for what needs to be used in neutral, like using that close slash to get a big conversion started, but whenever they back up, it's kind of like they're not used to their defensive buttons quite yet. But using this Michael sword to get some space, going for another ice pillar, wins the trade, doesn't get a chance to get that pop off for Sancho, and now the neutral's in Spectral's hands.
Looks like Spectral's trying to switch up their game plan though now here. They're going more offensively rather than trying to stay back.
Seems to be working out. They're getting themselves in a great position here, but backdashing at full screen. The teleport doesn't end up coming.
Amazing teleport.
3 meters still left on the board for Spectral. Going into this round here, Sancho has put themselves on set point. I see how they were able to get that second place spot you were talking about in the moth pit. These conversions are insane. One more interaction here for Sancho. All you need is one big counter hit. Goes for the Roman cancel to extend, and Spectral doesn't even get a chance to build the burst before they die. What great rounding from Sancho as they take the first set of this Gambit 3-0. Alright, coming up here for second match of your Gambit, we have DMS's Eclipse coming up here to the stand on that Johnny. Maybe you've seen them a couple times in bracket, but this is our first time seeing them on stream, at least. And the other side, we have Kenshin, an up-and-coming Leo player that has been making some rounds inside of the Gambit Discord. Getting the burst out here. Eclipse able to do some great things. A big counter hit, gets that sword pop, and only continuing their pressure. No, the combo ends up dropping. Maybe could have gotten a wall break there, but it just didn't work out. This flash kick coming and doing some amazing things for Kenshin right now. Gets the 5K, tries to go into the HTP, but it doesn't end up working out. Gets it here, goes for the Roman cancel, gonna go for the dust combo, gets the wall stick. What routing? Second round here, Kenshin able to turn it around. Eclipse seemed to be in the lead there, but that DP does not end up hitting. Goes in for the throw off of that fake card throw, but doesn't end up working out. Still gets the combo off of the conversion, and oh no! The whiff to DP tries to get the burst bait out. It's the low, slightly outside of the range of that projectile. Going for more mix here, trying to get something started with so little health, but deciding to save the burst for next round. A very smart decision. Runner ends up coming out, going for more pressure. The deflect shield makes it to where the DP has to whiff. Gets a big starter here, has the meter to break the wall, and that high vertical hitbox on What's My Name's gonna take us through the wall. Just finally gets a chance to come out. Going to go to another offensive position. That HDP is going to get us in the range of being able to get us in back turn, but the stray hit comes out from Eclipse, and after losing that first round, able to take the game. First game, after that first game, Eclipse is very easy to see that Eclipse is locked in and ready for this tournament. Kenshin though, oh no, another whiff to DP. There's only so much you can do in a situation like this. player like Eclipse can really make this pressure seem even more and more dangerous. Mix coming out from Eclipse there, gets some great strike throw, able to get that Insinga round start, calling out that air, and this strike throw is coming out even more, able to get a big card out. This is going to lead to any sequence that you want. Spaces out the flash kick, but doesn't space out that one. Finally gets a chance to go in, tries to get to the other side of them with maybe a cross up, but gets the back throw. This is going to be big for Leo here, able to cancel that J back turn H, but gets put into the corner regardless. YR sees the start of that misfire, but nothing really comes from it though. Gets the wall stick as burst builds. What a clean backdash on that misfire. The reversal super gets baited, and Eclipse feels the need to get that burst. They want this round right now. The misfire recovery doesn't let them punish as much as they'd like to. Walk up slowly, but doesn't get the grab. Gets the cross up on the dash through, able to pick up off of that back turn S. And oh no, the close slash ends up hitting anywhere. And while Kenshin was so close to making a comeback in that round, Eclipse goes up 2-0. You know, Kenshin's making some great adaptations right now, and it's really showing through. It seems as though they understand what Eclipse wants to do and how they're able to get this pressure out. We've seen a lot of great back throws today from Kenshin whenever Eclipse tries to go in and get this pressure started, but it's not really working as of right now. What a great jump in to get over the misfire. Gets that back turn, able to go into that KP, into the H for the overhead, and Eclipse has to burst right away. Strike throw pressure, reminiscent of how Johnny looks whenever they get those cards up.
Ooh, misses the grab. Able to get the DP off though. Oh, but Dante again with the throws. I've been seeing him throw a lot this entire match. Also, I had some technical difficulties. I'm back.
It's all good. It happens to the best of us. But the reversal comes out from Eclipse, and that's going to close out the round here. Eclipse putting themselves on set point in a set that's been relatively close so far.
Kenshin's really good at like calling out some of Dante's movements over here with these quick pokes.
It's a
What? That hit? That hit? There's no way.
I call it neutral, rhymes with grug. The reversal super gets baited out. Not exactly what you'd want to see, but the 2H doesn't allow for a combo.
Amazing side switch. We got the back turn. Kenshin's doing really great at just dodging all of Dante's approaches here, jumping over most of these misfires.
But the normal gets called out on the approach, and Eclipse uses that super, what's my name? You're gonna remember it. DMS Eclipse takes this set 3-0.
May versus Ababa. Duel 1. Let's rock.
Nice counter from Lid Eater already.
Getting into this great parry on the start of this. Lid Eater coming in here on the ABBA. Haven't seen them before on stream, but getting to see them this time. We have Waffle, a returning veteran of this gambit. Such a strong player. Constant top eights, great pressure, great conversions, as I was just thinking. Gonna be able to break the ball here.
I will admit, I have never seen a Waffle fight, but I am impressed already just from these first few interactions. Just insane at keeping this pressure going.
And
little options for Lid Eater to do over here.
Exactly. Their pressure is suffocating, and if you get hit one time by any one of those buttons inside the pressure, you're going to be going at least through. You're going to be taking at least 50%, or even maybe going through the wall. But neutral here is very patient, very back and forth, Lid Eater having to try to rely on those 2Ps and 2Ks, but it doesn't end up working. This strike throw pressure mixed with the high-low is something very ferocious to deal with.
Got the force on install. Oh, tried to go for something with the PRC, but just couldn't because of that kick from Waffle over here.
Oh, tries
with
to
the
maybe
air throw, that is the first match done.
able to call out that jump in very, very quick fashion. One thing I'm seeing from Lid Eater is they're being very patient, wanting to stay back, maybe hold down back a little bit too much. You got to be willing to interact with this pressure that Waffle's throwing out. And I know it can seem dauntless, I know it can seem suffocating, but Abba's got such great defensive buttons that you can't let them get away with this stuff for free.
I knew that they cannot change society.
And this intro rock a little bit, maybe trying to think on our options and reflect on how that first game went for both players. Waffle maybe wanting to try and change up their options a little bit, try to see if they can pre-adapt before Lid Eater has a chance to change anything.
May versus Ababa. Duel 1. Let's rock.
Goes for the run up into the low, getting another big hit, a giant counter hit there, but you gotta be willing to transform into Jealous Rage after that burst. Look at this PRC route, the high-low mix coming out from Waffle.
Look at this pressure.
After
now, Ukyo, I know you said that you gotta be willing to take the offensive to try and counter May's pressure, but I must be honest, was there even any gaps in there? I'm not really familiar with May's pressure.
There's a good normal bit of gaps. It depends on what dolphin she uses. If she uses the faster dolphin, I think that was the S1, it's a lot more punishable and you can do things like 2K or even try to hard call out a backdash with something like a 5H, but in this situation here, Waffle just getting in, pressing out these buttons as much as they can with a great 2K, but it doesn't convert into the key grab. You're gonna force uninstall and you're in a bad position here if you're Lid Eater.
Yep, Lid Eater has no meter. Oh, never mind. We have the install. But it did not matter.
And 2P into the key grab. It's one of the best combos that you could have as Abba. All of your defensive tools end up leading into your win condition, either getting a hard knockdown with the Rekka or just going straight in for the key grab. It just depends on how much Jealous Rage you have. Lid Eater doing some great things here. I think they've gone into their more aggressive tendencies here, and that's something that you're going to need to be able to represent. But Waffle's pressure is just so strong, and it seems like they're able to set up for fake seems like they're able to set up for frame traps and spacing traps at any turn here.
May versus Ababa. Duel 1. Let's rock.
Tries to get that 6P on round start. Go in for the tilt. Guys, oh, the key grab ends up whiffing. So much whiff recovery on a move like that. Going in, getting the stagger pressure. The 5H ends up coming out. You gotta burst that. Waffle's been showing that they can convert off of that all this set. Gets the straight key grab whiff punish into more Jealous Rage. Going into another force uninstall here. Something you really don't want if you're Lid Eater, but remembers that we have the reversal super in our back pocket. One of the reasons why Abba's defense is so strong, so many different options to get you out of sticky situations. But now we have Waffle implying more sticky situations themselves. Just doing such a great job at baiting out all these spacings and whiff punishing, and Waffle is now on set point.
Once again, Waffle's pressure is absolutely monstrous. It seems like there really is no way out of it, but Lid Eater over here trying to be patient, but also trying to keep on the offensive as well. We have that Jealous meter going up. Who knows if they'll be able to do something later in this match.
I mean, getting sent to the wall right now, though, not very fortunate, but gets a great starter here. Oh no, the pressure ends up coming out. Got it burst there, doing so much to try to get into this Jealous Rage, and Waffle is dealing with it so well.
The clean grab over here from Lid Eater. Misses the key twice. I'm pretty sure that was twice. And with that, Waffle wins this one.
All right, coming into your next match of the Get Good Gambit, we have Juno on the Zato, a character we don't get to see that often, and Nictendooo, a returning player here for the Gambit, a very strong Elphelt. Geo basically plays every character in the book, but we know them as going in for this Elphelt pressure. Gets the H-Ender, tries to go for a Roman cancel. It's going to end up breaking the wall here. Positive bonus on their side. Oh my god, what a great
Amazing
burst
burst
punish
bait.
there. Burst bait into the burst punish, gets a big starter here, the counter hit in the air, understands the combo game, uses the Amorphous to break the wall, but you're running, you have no Eddie gauge here, trying to go into this pressure. Juno gotta cook it, hold up!
Alright, hold up.
Blocks the approach in, that's very sure defense, and look
Getting
at the mix!
between the Eddie. Oh, look at that damage there. We are now out of Eddie gauge, but it's about to be refilled again really quickly.
So much Eddie gauge on the side of Juno. Has the burst for Nictendooo though, and has the resources to boot. Tries to get another big punish started, but it's just not working. Wants to burst out. Defensive options are so limited for Zato, but whenever you have the pressure options that Zato has, the BRC ends up getting caught out, and the invite hell's gonna close the round.
Whoa.
Oh my God. Juno ends up taking the first game of the set on Zato against somebody that we know is a super strong player. I didn't think we'd ever see a Zato in this bracket.
Me neither. And I've never seen either of these people fight before, so this is new for me.
In all my 7 commentating roles for the Get Good Gambit, would have never thought I'd get to see a Zato, and look at the strike throw, able to convert into the frog leap and blocking this Rekka pressure, not wanting to contest it so far. Using these 2Ps to perfection here, baits out the YRC with the spacing trap and able to get in with the pierce. It goes for the reset on the pressure, getting the hard knockdown, the empty jump into the low, breaks the wall with the 5/8. This mix is going crazy.
Ukyo, I am at a loss for words here at this Zato gameplay.
I mean, it's not something you get to see every day, let alone in a beginner bracket. Juno's kind of cooking, not giving Nictendooo a chance. Gets the big counter hit, the hard knockdown, tries to deflect you away, but it doesn't matter. He's still got Eddie on you.
Are we going to go for another one? Oh, went for another one, but didn't work. But it just doesn't matter because this pressure from Juno over here is absolutely insane. Breaking the wall, getting that positive bonus. But we have no Eddie gauge right now. What is he going to do?
2K2D OTG invite hell. It ends up closing the round here, and Juno goes up 2-0. If you're Nictendooo, what do you do here? What do you do here?
I have no clue.
Because the pressure, like, I do see that Juno is taking a lot of these pressure opportunities to, oh my god, they heard you, Sierra. Trying to go for all this mixing, getting caught up in not managing Eddie enough, really letting it run out whenever you don't need to. And I think those are times where you can go in and punish, not to mention moves like Invite Hell or even minus on hit. So as long as you can block it, as long as you can get some pressure started, you're going great. But Juno here, able to get another throw into more throws, giving Geo a taste of her own medicine. Invite Hell using it almost as a frame trap, gets the Pierce going, and look at this side switch combo into the frog loops, has the Amorphous for the kill, and Juno's got it cooking right now. Oh my god!
Wow.
It's a big anti-air, uses the invite hell on the wake up for Oki. Knows the combo routing, but it's gonna run out of Eddie gauge. Has 50 meter for the sword super, but
I've never
far
even
slash.
seen a Zatop combo that long before. This is insane gameplay over here. Nictendooo possibly making a comeback here with the wall break.
Things are going great right now. If you're Nictendooo, able to get some big pressure and have burst on your side, understands the geo routing, but oh no, doesn't end up finishing the combo. Has to use burst when they needed to want it. Air throw. Oh my god, read like an absolute book, but tries to get the bait in, gets the back throw, and Nictendooo has some life in this set. Uses a drunkard shade to send Eddie across, and the 2D ends up counter hitting, knowing that Nictendooo maybe has some insane combo routing of their own. Goes for the burst out. Now we're returning back to neutral.
Wow. Look at that damage.
Able to YRC out, but one big buff to Zato is that whenever you use your system mechanics to try and get out of a situation, Eddie doesn't go all the way. Wait, look at the YRC!
Wow.
This defense is crazy, and the mix
That
is
was
so hard
absolutely
to deal with.
insane.
Duel 1.
All right, going into our next match here of your Get Good Gambit. Kyubert coming in on the May from MASH and Band fame, but we have Hercules on the Sin. We've seen a couple of Sins make top 8 once or twice, and I'm co-common with one today. Hey, just had to make... Hey, I saw it, so I called it. But the big counter hit from Kyubert gonna be able to send Sin up into the air. Sin. Oh, but anyways, the stamina cancel, able to chase down after that. There it is, the driver.
No stamina meter though, so can't really do much off of that. Tries to go for the hoof stomp, but it just doesn't work. Totsugeki's just faster. Totsugeki's just what I hear in my nightmares at this point.
I think all of us do. So many times today we've seen such strong May players, starting with Waffle, now seeing Kyubert. It's the overhead though, so the pressure isn't out, but that 4-framer is going to get you back on offense. Ooh, look at that combo routing.
Ooh. Nice air throw from Hercules over here.
Heads up air throw, and Kyubert is out of resources.
Hercules has meter. Oh, I was going to say, probably could go for an RTL somewhere. That's my favorite move.
You know, RTL stays in my nightmares. Donzai not being able to deal with it because you can just go through Donzai with RTL is scary, but looks like Kyubert's on the edge of a comeback here. The 6P ends up whiffing, but the 2K catches. Hercules able to take a quick game 1. What do you think from a perspective of a Sin player? How do you think Kyubert could navigate this matchup?
Duel 1.
I'd have to see a bit more of the matches here. I will say I missed a little bit of the first match. To take care of something real fast, but am I quiet?
It's the 5H whiff punish on that 6P. The lingering recovery and hitbox is a big nerf that was able to be put on everybody in Season 4. Able to get the Totsugeki stuck into the wall. We're in the Dolphin Party show like we're looking at SeaWorld. Big counter hit in the air. The YRC gives Hercules a chance to get back on offense, though. Beak Driver comes out, and Kyubert able to show how they were making that comeback in the first place. Gets some big damage on the board, but the 6B is a huge call out for the Up Dolphin here. And we get a big low started. Kyubert still has the burst, but this round is going so quick in Hercules' favor. Deciding not to use it yet. Gets the 2H, tries to go for the L cut, but the combo doesn't end up working. Gets the beak driver, has the stamina, but doesn't continue off the tumble from the beak driver.
Nice grab. We go for the perfect round win over here.
It's the 2K low. Able to get some pressure started and calling out that fast dolphin. Something I mentioned before, but now Hercules is doing a great job of it.
Nice throw. Nice throw.
Oh, but doesn't end up punishing the super. Uses that burst very aggressively. Doesn't want to give Kyubert a chance, and the counter hit on the overhead goes straight for the burst bait.
This is going to be big damage over here. Oh, never mind. Drops the combo. Trying to find a good way in.
No stamina to get in and finish the combo. Kyubert going for pressure, fuzzy high-low. Take your pick of where you're gonna block. Tries to go for another big anti-air and gonna be able to get the wall stick, but oh no! The combo ends up dropping and still able to secure the round anyways. Almost thought Hercules had a chance to get back, and Kyubert ties up the set 1-1. You know, one thing I'm seeing from Hercules is, especially in that game of the set, their defense is something that's gonna probably need to change a little bit. Kyubert's doing a great job at exploiting these really twitchy antics that they have in relative need to hold pressure, but that's not to say that Hercules hasn't been representing some great options. The 6B has been doing a lot of work for them and making it to where they're not just free. To go for the tick throw setup, but it doesn't end up working out. Goes for the jump in on the JH, but it doesn't convert into more pressure. So now Hercules is exactly where you need to be. The stagger, this is going to be in the corner. We know these May conversions. Ooh, gets the nice little corner steal on the other side of Hercules, and Kyubert looking pretty dominant right now. After that first game, getting constant counter hits, these staggers going into pressure, but not close enough to the wall to convert into a combo.
Hercules using that burst to get out of it, but Kyubert over here immediately going back, converting into a combo. Wow, look at that.
A lot of damage, as you were talking about. Goes for the 6P and able to snipe them out of the air, just denying this air approach. Now the defense is starting to look a lot better for Hercules here.
Tries to go for the air dust, but it doesn't work with Maze. I believe that was the 6H that Kyubert just used.
You kind of got to be able to represent all of these different options. And I see Juno coming into the chat. I know commentators aren't supposed to be biased, but I love me some Zato. So seeing you play, jeez. Cheek, nah, you don't get it, bro. We just saw Zato on screen and we're getting some crazy May and Sin gameplay right now. Bro, Gambit's going great right now. It's the big conversion out. Tries to go for the anti-air Totsugeki, but goes for the back throw. The mix coming out from Kyubert right now is something to behold. Hey, I'm just trying to say no bias to make sure all my players, all the players that come into this stream and that are on the stream are shown that they have support. Like, I mess with them all, but there's just some, like Zato and Abba, that I like to see. Big burst coming out from Kyubert now. Goes for the super.
Oh, but it doesn't hit.
grab.
with the strike throw. Using their options really well here. And with that, we go with the Tyrant Barrel into the round win for that one. Now,
big backdash on round start to avoid that 3K. You know, it wasn't until a little bit ago that I realized that that was a 3K. It wasn't until Slickyoka told me that it was.
I didn't even know that was a thing in May's kit. I don't play May, I'm sorry.
It's a growing sport, the community. Goes for the low, gets the reversal super. That's something that you really need here. Goes for the gold burst, wants to get that positive bonus on their side, but doesn't able to convert it into much. That back throw, things are looking good if you're Kyubert right now, putting themselves on set point. It's a big
Nice throw
overhead.
from Hercules over here.
Stagger pressure's looking very great right now. Has the Tyrant Rave to go through the wall here.
Look at that massive damage. Oh, tries to hit with the 2S, but Kyubert grabbing it before it can come out.
I mean, with Kyubert having you in the corner, you kind of got to be willing to burst out of that situation, but Kyubert has burst of their own. The throw into the wall has the ODG, decides to burst out, especially at a time like that.
Oh, whips the DP. It's a close match here, Ukio.
Has to go in for the...
And Hercules finishes it with a grab.
I mean, a close match like that, it would only make sense that it would go to a game 5. First one of our Gambit today, and we normally have a lot of close games 5s. A lot of close sets, that is. The last game of the set here. Kyubert been showing some pressure, showing some conversions, and showing that they know how to play defense versus the Sin, but Hercules is right far behind. We wouldn't be having a game 5 if they weren't knowing how to deal with this May. 6B tries to come out from them, but these constant May Totsugeki barrages coming out. If it's not doing damage on the screen, it's at least doing damage to your eardrums.
Nice burst bait from Hercules into the wall, and then a Tyrant Barrel to get that positive bonus.
Not only that, but a huge clean hit. Goes for the safe
Baits
jump
the
here.
reversal super, and finishes the round for that one.
Things are looking great right now. If you're on the side of Hercules, all the damage coming out, able to get Kyubert down to 50 burst gauge, and now pushing even more to the corner. The stagger strike throw pressure gets the 6K, but doesn't convert into a combo like you'd want. That BP going in for more stagger pressure. Goes for the burst bait off the OTG close slash and doesn't get the conversion off the burst bait. The big DP here had stamina to convert, but oh no, doesn't get what you'd want. The big driver doesn't combo after that because of no stamina, but Hercules able to find a way and win this close of a set 3-2.
Baiken versus Anji. Duel 1. Let's rock.
Alrighty then, getting into this next match here at the Get Good Gambit, we have Hoki coming in on the Anji as always, seeing no changes there, but we do have Eris, new Baiken player here for us. Don't believe we've had them on stream yet, but getting the burst out of both players, such high guts and resilience from both, such a high health, not to mention the ability to get some pressure started. Goes for the overhead, but it gets blocked out. Neutral is becoming very scrambly right now. Whoever gets the first hit will sure be able to take this forward.
Honestly, this match here is pretty even. Both players are really great at calling out each other's moves here and countering each in their own ways.
I mean, counter hits being traded back and forth. I think you may be right there, Chaz. Both of them having an understanding of the options in play and wanting to catch them out at any chance they get leads to Eris getting the first round of this set. Able to get more pressure started. Backdashing here.
Pressure from Hoki. Tries to go for the counter, but it doesn't work. Eris making their way out of the corner.
Hoki jumping for joy right now that they got this lead. Gets the grab, but doesn't go for an OTG that might have killed. The gold burst coming out for Eris, really wanting to secure this round, but Hoki getting the burst, getting the health, getting their own burst back, and taking the round. Very back and forth neutral right now. The parry ends up coming out using the Lord Knight color right now on that side of Eris, but below clips Hoki as they're trying to run away. The Roman cancel comes out and all this damage is going to pile up. Baits out the parry. Great patience here. The low ends up coming out, and Hoki, who is what's on such low health, has clawed themselves back into contesting this round. But Eris able to get a big hit here. One interaction apiece for both players. Big 6P to secure the round in first game of this set for Hoki. Very close. Last game, or not last game, last round, last hit of that first match. You can only see it getting closer. So much on the line here, being that we're in loser's side, not winners like we have been. One more loss, one more set loss for both of these players, and they are out of the tournament. But Hoki trying their best to really establish a big lead here. Gets the overhead, is patient, able to bait out that parry, but the grab ends up whiffing. Has enough recovery on it anyways to be fine. Eris using that burst right away. PRC's out, able to use that yellow Roman cancel to get out of that very scary pressure situation. Hoki knows a thing or two about that pressure, has the butterfly coming from up top, and the foot kicking it down low takes that round. It's a big Yozansen to convert into more pressure, but Hoki able to react. The 6B coming out, getting a big counter hit, but the back throw, we have the S tether on you right now. So much pressure to come out. Hoki really wanting this round, goes for the burst.
Nice counter from Hoki.
We've seen parries come out from both sides. Gets a big counter hit, pushing further into the corner. Eris goes for the reversal super, but I think Hoki may have done a safe jump there.
Nice use of the deflect shield over here from Eris.
Hoki so ungodly patient right now, but the back throw comes out from Eris. Hoki so close to securing the second game, but not able to find a way to close it out. Has the tether combo to pull you back in. Able to use this Roman cancel to continue into the corner. All these resources coming out from Eris right now.
Nice side switch.
Oh wow, able to get a big catch out there. Uses that Fujin follow-up mix, but the reversal super comes out from Eris. Was not blocked by Hoki and ties up the set 1-1. much riding on the set right now. You can feel it. You can feel it so much in both of these players, how they're trying to work for a chance to go farther in this bracket. And it's such a very close situation for both players. It seems like every single round is going down to one more interaction.
Hoki using that burst immediately.
The big low has the follow-up into the low after the Fujin. The 6P ends up whiffing, and that BRC slowdown is going to let Eris combo, but ends up getting dropped. Uses that deflect shield on that fishy follow-up. Doesn't really want to let anything pressure-related happen.
Hoki being really careful of Eris throwing out these counters.
It's a big hit here, and we're gonna send to the next round with this one. Hoki has all the guts on their side on Anji, but it just doesn't end up working out. The Fujin catches the backdash, but we're not in bad waters yet. Eris able to return back to neutral and show how they've gotten this run going so far. It's a big JH jump in overhead, such a great button, and the counter hit anti-air gets the wall break with the gun, bringing a gun to a fan fight. Has the big anti-air overhead, and Hoki has all the resources on their side. You just gotta be patient with what resources Eris uses and able to get a big block out. Tries to match the 2P there, understands that they needed to burst out of that situation from the whiff, and Hoki holding on by a strand right now. It's the tatami mat to enforce more pressure, but Eris 50-meter on their side decides to cash it out, and Hoki's Hoki option, the Hoki, yeah, whatever, gets caught out, and the reversal super ends up hitting.
Oh, that tether though. Using the deflect shield. Hoki trying to find a way out of this pressure that Eris is throwing out there.
And it's just so hard. Eris has such a great understanding of Baiken, and the lows mixed with the overhead send them into getting the second game, one game away from continuing in this bracket.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Starting this round, patient for both sides, understanding what's on the table here. The cross through with the H, the deflect shield ends up getting called out. Such a great option represented here from Hoki, understanding what needs to be done, gets the wall slump, has the meter, and now the super is going to send through the wall. Playing so patient.
Really bad for Eris over here. Trying to find a way out of Hoki's pressure, but it's really hard to. His high-low mix-ups are just all over the place.
Duel 2.
I mean, Hoki finally getting a chance to catch their breath there. Has the burst on their side, decides to use it automatically at the start of this round. Doesn't want to let that great momentum that they have go to waste, but the back throw gets Eris another shot at pressure. Perfect amount of wall health to be able to get that wall stick with the final button, but the PRC on the pull-in, able to get a great grab for Hoki, or on Hoki I should say. The air normals with that tether, able to put Eris on set point. Catching Eris in the air with that follow-up. Tatami mat going to make for more pressure, and things aren't looking so great for Hoki. Has to use that burst at the start of all that pressure. Eris is going to build theirs back in this next sequence though. Big 6P Hoki. Oh no, the reversal super tries to come out, tries to get a big parry, but it doesn't end up working. Tries to backdash, and they're just running away from Eris right now. It's the big low. Has the Roman cancel? Do they have the conversion? No. Ends up dropping the parry, tries to come out, but the throw. This throw ends up sending us to game 5 of this loser's set. So much riding on the line for both of these players, wanting to continue, not wanting to get dropped out of the bracket, so close to top 8. More games separates these players for continuing on.
Give it up for game 5, y'all. This is going to decide who gets to continue in this bracket and who will be eliminated.
I've made a couple of losers runs myself, having to go through a shark infestor's water. It feels like, maybe not at the Gambit myself, but I definitely feel it for these players and what they're having to go through with this stacked of a bracket. The 6B comes out. What a burst bait!
Burst bait.
Has to spin into the Fusion, trying to catch Eris out for doing anything. 100 meter on the side for Eris, uses 50 of it right away. Gonna gain that full bar back in due time, uses that burst. So scared of this Hoki pressure, and a big counter hit, draining Eris of all of their resources, but a great trade on the throw.
Tries to go for the grab, but Eris backsteps it.
Goes for the fuzzy jump there, not wanting to get caught by the low, and now we've seen this situation before. Eris puts themselves on set point. Hoki needs to win 2 more rounds while they only need to win 1. But the tether tries to go in for the H Kabare, but only gets the hit with the follow-up. The JD is trying to convert into something, gets the low into the tatami mat, and now Hoki's on the offensive. The Hoki gets caught out once again, going for an overhead. The tap dust doesn't connect though. Eris is so close to winning this round and this set, but Hoki able to get some great pressure out, going for these constant overheads, trying to get these anti-airs, and the burst builds as Eris gets stuck to the wall. We're both 1 interaction away here, and Hoki has to use the burst automatically.
And with that, Eris takes this set. Last 2 in a row, Yarnspun has gotten second. Yes.
Yep. And coming in here to this top 8 qualifier of Get Good Gambit number 9, we have Waffle doing their thing, starting this pressure off right, able to really make Yarnspun have to play patient, have to stay back with a big backdash though. 2 Ds underneath the air Totsugeki, but Waffle still find a way to get this pressure out. K2E.
Set up a mix-up with those little guys over here.
K2D goes into the air and has all the meter on their side, trying to whiff punish Waffle here, but they're swinging that anchor with no recovery.
2 throws is crazy.
I mean, gotta get it, strike a throw in, I guess. That 4-frame 5P is gonna seal out the round here. Yarnspun having to play so patient, trying to get data from Waffle right now. B6B uses that blue Wild Assault to get a bot out, trying to get more presence onto the screen here. But the falling aerial gonna do some wonders here for Waffle, starting that pressure and doesn't be able to get to the wall stick. The YRC comes out from Yarnspun, and now they're gonna have to make a comeback on such little health.
Yarnspun coming back with this pressure here, summoning all the minions. Oh, but the Totsugeki finishes that round.
Trying their best to run away, but they get caught by the Totsugeki chasing right after their heels. There's only so much you can do in that kind of situation, but you still got 2 games left.
Duel 1.
Going in here to this next game of the set. Such patience from both sides on round start, but trading options back and forth. Gets the cross up on the corner steal, but no button comes out. What a great big blue water salt there. That's 50 meter on their spawn side, and Yarnspun gets caught. And we're going through the wall here. Waffle's so great at enforcing this pressure, but not whenever Yarnspun has 50 meter on their side. Going in for more and more mix, has the Wild Assault to spin, and now we're just kicking around all these little guys. Tries to go for the burst bait, thinking that Waffle might try to mash out of the pressure sequence. Has the kick to go through the wall, and health is pretty much even here.
Amazing 6P to call out the Totsugeki over here. Going for more of that pressure, and it's working.
Yarnspun able to make a comeback after being at such a low life lead there, but Waffle still has the burst on their side, but Yarnspun also has some burst on their side, showing that they love to use that blue Wild Assault, but that doesn't matter when you're getting back thrown. The left-right mix coming out from Waffle right now goes for the low whenever they've been going for the mids, and the back throw comes out. Big counter hit to send through the wall. The 2D comes out. What a great button from Jacko as a whole. Has to use the PRC to keep themselves safe. Trying to go for these burst baits galore, but it's just not working out so far. And Waffle times the burst perfectly. Oh, the whiffed grab.
Oh,
not able to convert
that was
there.
Unfortunate.
There's only so much you can really do in a situation like that. Waffle just getting bested right there. It's such a close set versus these two players. It makes sense why they're in their top 8 qualifier position.
Mankind Duel 1. Let's rock.
Waffle's getting caps locks right now in the chat. Everybody's trying to support them, and
Really
it's a
careful.
big counter hit.
Yarnspun with the pressure using the minions over here. Gotta look out for those stray Totsugekis like the last time.
It's a big tap dust combo. Has the meter for the Elysium driver, and no burst coming out from Waffle. We're going straight to the wall, but that scaling gonna really chunk down the damage. What a great use of the bots there, not letting Waffle have anything going. The tap dust ends up coming out once again, and this is the pressure that we know Yarnspunstory for. Had to take a break and kind of get that mental going, try to understand what Waffle wanted to do, but now that they got it, we're getting 2Ds in the corner. Buttons coming out from Yarnspun, really making Waffle have to guess here on when they can press and when they can't. It's the beach ball smack? I don't know what that move is called.
Waffle's playing a lot more patiently this time around, trying to look out for any openings between throwing those minions.
Yarnspun able to get this pressure going, has the meter for the Elysium driver after the conversions, and no matter how much scaling we get here, never mind, that doesn't kill.
Jacko scaling strikes, but it doesn't matter. Yarnspun takes this match.
I mean, Waffle tried to use that deflect shield, tried to get Waffle back and away from them, but in a situation like this, you kinda gotta be able to cover all situations. Yarnspun able to smack the bot and punish the deflect shield.
Duel 1.
The support for Waffle coming out in droves right now, and they're starting it out well with 2 big hits, one of them being a counter, catching that backdash, going in for more pressure.
Yarnspun stealing the corner. Waffle getting out of it immediately. Both players are kind of going back and forth right now.
Oh, goes for the explosion setup. Gets the guard crush with the explosion after it takes down the pressure going on for so long, but the up dolphin, Waffle showing that they still have a hold in the set. Yarnspun getting a big cross-up hit here, going in for more pressure, goes for the 5P, but it doesn't end up working out. More and more hits coming out here, and Waffle showing this conversion ability that they're known for. Big backdash on the blue Waffle showing that they know a little bit of knowledge of the game mechanics. YRCs to get out of Yarnspun's pressure. Up Dolphin really making things hard for Yarnspun. One interaction away and clanks that hammer down. No matter if you have a mask on or not, it's getting broken. So much coming on from both sides, and there's so much adaptation left in the tank. We're going to a game 5 here, and anybody could take it. We've seen Yarnspun go from a little bit less of an aggressive side to more defensive, and Waffle's just taking absolute advantage of it. It just seems like Waffle's one of those players that you can't block forever. Out these bots galore, gets the strike throw pressure started, going for that air jump, has the bots to cover the landing, and we're going through the wall. More than 50% already off of Waffle's health. Big 5H coming out, huge counter hit, goes for the Elysium driver anti-air, and it doesn't end up hitting, has the PRC to make it safe though. Waffle putting themselves on set point, was down 2-1 in the set at one point in time, and Yarnspun gonna start out with a big counter hit 2D, gets the 6B, has the bot for behind the back pressure extenders, gets the wall stick. Elysium driver's not gonna do a ton of damage, but it's gonna get a hard knockdown. Backdash, allowing Waffle to send Yarnspun through the wall. 50% uses that blue Roman cancel to slow down the situation, get them a chance to get back in, and that Totsugeki's going to do a lot of work right now. Ooh, gotta burst out of that situation right there. Kicks the little guy, but BRC on the throw, and has the meter to continue. Waffle has secured a place in top 8.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Bull comes out, trying to get this pressure started soon. Goes into the air, the 100-ton weight comes out, and Red Dawn able to eat an item into the throw setup. We've seen this pressure come once, come again, and now Red Dawn's got Noktriss stuck in the corner. backdash, and now going in, trying to chase down, but Noktriss has the curse going, has the bullets in the chamber, but Red Dawn finding the perfect place to match out. The 100-ton weight not covering exactly where you think it would. What a great conversion for Noktriss. Know them for the Johnny, but showing they got some chops on the Happy Chaos. Gets a big wall break here. 50-meter on their side. The only thing they don't have is burst, and it doesn't end up mattering. Gets a big hit to take this first round.
Red Dawn over here going into a combo, gets the trumpet. Oh.
Converting into exactly what you would think it is. Tries to go for the Deus Ex Machina, and we're so close to the wall, we're gonna get a wall break. Look at that damage. Happy Chaos normally doesn't do it in droves, but Noktriss showing that it can happen.
Amazing grab from Noktriss over here. Going into the Happy Chaos, a nice new haircut over here. He needed to do a bit more to it, so he went for the grab again, and it worked. Going with that round.
Got to get a little bit of a lineup right after the initial haircut. Nothing wrong with returning to the barber right after you get it done. You know. Goes for the air grab though. Gonna get a conversion off of this bomb though.
Wow.
What a heads up play. Throw doesn't end up coming out.
For another Deus Ex Machina over here. Noktriss going for the wall break. However, they are already at an extremely low amount of health. One more interaction will seal the deal.
But not managing that focus exactly how you'd think. Has the concentration now in the tank, the bullets, the concentration. Only thing they don't have is the hit to confirm the round. YRC coming out from Red Dawn, and we know who has this first game in such a close first round. Aether same, I did not expect the Happy Chaos. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, me neither.
Like, I know them as a very strong Johnny player here, but we do have a little bit of patience on the stand. Maybe trying to see if they want to stick with the new character or go back to the tried and true.
Looks like we are switching to the good old reliable Johnny over here.
Yeah, I got a chance to commentate the ANC internship, another beginner-centric event that gets ran by one of GGG's own Enomancer. Great event, and Noktriss was able to place well with their coach of Big Booty Man, making sure to put as much emphasis on the B's in that as I can. And they played so ungodly well, able to make it as a new employee, aka a winner of that bracket, and now showing that pressure on Red Dawn. Gets a big counter hit, these misfinders only converting into more and more situations, and now going underneath the card pop.
Running into the bomb, and then Red Dawn over here immediately banking on that, going for the pressure. Hits the snip. Johnny needed a new haircut anyways.
Gets the bone-crushing excitement. Gonna be able to break. Does this break the wall? I would assume it breaks the wall. Yeah, it ends up breaking the wall. Not gonna kill it though. Scaling is a little bit more than you would expect.
We're really close round over here, but Red Dawn done. Hoki.
Able to catch out Noktriss from pressing a button. Blue Waddles has the afro of their own. They go to their own bar this time, and now look at Noktriss getting this strike throw pressure going.
Hey man, Red Dawn got that shit on though with that afro.
Really do got that shit on though, kinda. gets thrown back into the corner. Now we're seeing shades of what Red Dawn has done to their opponents time after time. This strike throw coming out from Noktriss. Gotta make sure the audio has some texture to it, just like this mix that we're seeing from both these players. Red Dawn able to use the Scarecrow PRC to avoid such a long normal, but Noktriss able to claim around on the board.
Amazing pressure from Noktriss over here, with little ways to escape it over here for Red Dawn. Oh, but they managed to find a way out. Oh, but now they're back in the corner. Risk gauge is all the way up.
And, you know, a character like Johnny has so many options to making this damage absolutely pile on. And we're going to see some of them. Gets the red Roman cancel, converting into the wall. The Insinga does not kill, though. Such a close situation for Noktriss. But now, Red Dawn going to take it to the barbershop. The hat can't hold the hairdo.
Goes for another one, and it was out. And it's wall splats, Red Dawn taking that round.
Like, such great routing from Red Dawn there. Took a bad situation and was able to make up for it. Getting that wall stick exactly at the end of the conversion and able to kill Noktriss there. One more game left for Red Dawn here.
That wall stuck, no way. Yeah, I agree. That was really surprising. I did not expect that the wall stick.
Nope. Seeing a bunch of people coming in for the chat here for this top 8 qualifier. We got Inti, last champion of the Get Good Gambit, had to play a hard bracket, such a great run. But we also see returning champs like, we got Timmy in here, we got GGG's C-Rar manning the bracket from behind the streams and making the audio as crunchy as possible, it seems. We got Enomancer, a lot of great members of the community here coming in to enjoy this great gameplay that we're seeing from Noktriss right now. Able to get the mini Faust on their side, convincing an entire army, leads to them taking this first round. I love Vocal.
That wall stuff.
I'm surprised they didn't have the meter to go for like a card super or something to capitalize on it, but look at this routing from Red Dawn. Not able to get the wall stick there, but has the ability to eat a donut, get some health back, and break the wall.
Now Red Dawn has some meter to work with here. Looking really good for them so far. But Noktriss's pressure is simply just really insane. Really hard to get out of it, really.
It's the JD from the top rope, and Red Dawn has to find a way out. The Scarecrow PRC has been such a great tool for them here recently. The 6H, though, going to be able to break the wall, and Red Dawn is on set point. Another
Amazing
very
pressure from Red Dawn over here. He's getting most of these wall splats back to back.
Couldn't agree more. It's doing a lot for them right now. Able to continue to make Noktriss have to guess on every single interaction. JK coming out, but not able to convert into much. A big combo starter if you're a Johnny player, but not able to continue it how we'd want to. Tries to go for that strike throw, tried and true Johnny mix, but now going to be able to get the wall stick with the card pop, and Singa, and look at that damage.
We have a really close match over here.
PRC's coming out left and right. You know, Faust is one of the characters I see use it the most. Has to burst out of the exact situation. He gets a big counter hit. Maybe not going to be able to kill here, but going to be able to get back in neutral where you want to be. Gets the 6P in the... What a wall stick!
That is insane. Wow.
Coming in to first match of winner's side top 8. We got Timmy on that Faust, and we got Waffle on that May. This is a big first hit, getting the burst out of Timmy. Waffle.
Timmy being patient, throwing out all of these items here.
Able to get that hammer out. So great for controlling space. JD gonna catch that BRC drift forward, but the 3K fast advancing low, so hard to predict or react to. Ton weight comes out.
Timmy just throwing out all these items to combat Waffle's pressure, and Waffle just tanking, just ignoring all of them, just going for the Totsugekis.
Ooh, the mini Faust. Able to control neutral and give Timmy a big chance here. Waffle not using the burst, electing to make a smart move and save it for this round.
Amazing counter hit over here. Starting off with just the May pressure now. Look at that damage.
What a big hit. We've known Waffle to be able to get conversions like this. So great at making every single hit count, especially whenever they're able to do damage like that. Able to get that overhead in from Timmy. Definitely not out of it yet. Gets a big scalpel pull, but doesn't get the clean hit.
Both players just kind of dancing around each other here, dodging all of their attacks. Timmy had a sliver of health, though. One more hit will do it, and that tap dust will.
I mean, back and forth first game here, and Waffle doing a great job of retaining resources, not getting spooked by this great oppressive neutral that Timmy has. Able to push Timmy into the corner, but a big 6P will make things a little bit easier.
Waffle once again starting that May pressure in the corner. Looks like, yep, this will wall break.
Not enough damage to get the kill though, and you may want to try and go for using some of those resources now. Has to FD out. The positive bonus is essentially just making this free, but the 3K able to secure this first game, and Waffle gets out to an early lead. Both these players have such a conviction about them, able to make it far and experienced in this first round of top 8. Been in it so many times, but that does not mean that it's free. Having to kind of take a break here, get a chance to try to absorb what they saw in that first round.
We have a lot of love for Waffle in the chat over here.
Mankind knew that they cannot change society. So instead of reflecting,
Sometimes whenever you see a player you're like, that caps lock goes on and it just doesn't come off.
or hell. Faust versus May.
While we're going into the second match over here, let's see how we go. Let's see how we go from here. Both players trying to play it a bit safe. Don't want to be caught in either's pressure.
Big 6P ends up coming out. Mini Faust gonna get on the screen here and wants to burst out. Doesn't want to be scalpel pulled in. Timmy getting a big read here. Isn't able to get a big confirm off of that counter hit, but it doesn't even matter. Gets another 6P. All the resources are on their side. Even has a held eaten item.
Waffle getting out of the corner using Totsugeki. Amazing conversion here.
Ooh, big little back throw. Gonna be able to Roman cancel it out and able to get the finishing hit. Timmy able to get around on the board. Big counter hit happening there, and Timmy wants to use that burst, gets out to a big lead in a trade. Both sides getting a big counter hit. Back throw gonna let Waffle continue this pressure. Stagger allows for them to take the round, getting themselves back in this driver's seat and maintaining the momentum.
Timmy keeping their distance here. Trying to just throw out as many items as possible, making this match into chaos over here.
Ooh, Oh, the Afro ends up coming down out the sky, but too late. The vertical dolphin, or the horizontal dolphin, I should say, able to continue the pressure going.
Waffle said they are not ready for a new haircut just yet.
And again, just denying that haircut, making it whiff, and both sides slowly building resources. Counter hits going back and forth, and what a great conversion from Timmy. Gets the wall stick and breaks it to kill and get the game as burst builds.
This is what happens when you refuse the haircut from Faust.
Faust. Can't be refusing it. Make you have it.
Mankind knew that they cannot change. Duel 1.
Gets a
Let's rock.
Gets the jump back, has a big conversion to start this round. No resources coming out from both. Timmy, the first to use Wild Assault, really wants to get in, continue this pressure. Gets a low hit, but the burst comes out from Waffle, and Timmy with such a great conversion here.
And once again, still just continuing that pressure, absolutely killing this round.
Wall bounces upon wall bounces, damage upon damage. Both these characters are able to do both, but we're seeing it come out from Faust and Timmy right now. The 3K to low profile under the scalpel stab, but it's not enough. Gotta make it more pronounced. The 6P comes out and we're getting meteors to cover our approach.
Oh, misses the stab over there.
What a great air throw there. Shows the awareness, and Waffle spinning that burst. Doesn't have the availability to go for that PRC Scarecrow like we normally would, but Timmy making some things work. It's a big mix opportunity here, but not gonna kill. Has to reset for an item.
With that, Timmy wins that match right there.
First round of top 8, nerves are definitely going to be at a high right now, but that does not mean that things are over with. That does not mean that they can't make a great comeback in this situation. It just seems like Timmy's playing on lock right now.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Starting this round off very strong for Waffle now. Trying to get back out the past couple matches that Timmy has done. Timmy falling for their own banana over here.
Waffle trying to take a step back and get the mini Faust army on their side. And now Neutral getting so patient, so calculated. Neither player wanting to give an ounce. Wrist gauge surely cranking.
Oh, yeah, look at that wrist gauge over here. Timmy coming back from the corner now. Throwing out an Afro. May get the cut this time. No, it misses. And it sadly has disappeared. Going for the mini Faust route over here, and desperately trying to get Waffle into the corner here.
One thing that we are seeing is Waffle's doing a great job at avoiding these items right now. Going for the mini Faust into the Eden. What a way to avoid the mini Faust! The backdash doesn't get caught by the bone-crushing excitement, and we're gonna see Timmy go through the wall, and that kills! Guts on your side, and it doesn't end up mattering. Goes for the 6H, and look at the amount of space it covers.
Try to go for the haircut again, but once again, Waffle just doesn't want to pay for a haircut that premium.
I mean, but you got one of the best barbers in Guilty Gear Strive. Probably the only barber from what I can tell. Going for that mix, getting that haircut
finally
going.
Waffle gets the long-needed haircut over here.
It's the low, gonna get a big wall break in Timmy. While they lost the first round, looks like they're maintaining the momentum. Waffle trying to go back here, wanting to get a chance to enforce this pressure they've been doing all bracket, but Timmy not having any of it.
Red Dawn says, give him a low taper.
Taper fate. Gotta make sure.
Say the loading for stage.
The bomb does end up getting blocked from Timmy, and the Wild Assault coming out from Waffle, understanding their conversion options. But
Massive
oh no, the
combo over
drop.
here.
Oh my god. Yep, they're dead.
Yep, that.
They're dead.
Wow. Amazing gameplay from Waffle over here.
I mean, Waffle just being so aware of when to use the correct button, has such a mastery of this combo game. It seems like any time they get a hit, you're either dead or going through the wall. There's never an in-between.
Koshi says, Waffle, don't let that barber cook. I agree, it does some crazy damage sometimes into... Oh, we're starting the round off strong over here. Temmie taking the corner immediately.
Not only taking the corner, but taking Waffle's burst, converting into more mix combo extenders, has the Wild Assault to continue forward and picking them up once again. Bone crushing excitement, able to get a good bit of damage onto Waffle, but Timmy is not playing Mei right now. Has to go in for the JD safe jump meaty option, but gets the perfect anyways. What a way to put yourself on set point in game 5.
Temmie once again showing that amazing pressure from Faust.
Tries to go for the Wild Assault. Really wants to get something started here, but Waffle, understanding the situation, goes for that 4-frame 5P, and Timmy just trying to find a way out. Trying to find a way to get this pressure started once again.
Hits Temmie out of the Scarecrow over here. Both players have some meter to work with here.
Gets a big counter hit, and now we're just
Temmie's being really careful. I assume that Temmie is trying to get a burst bait over here. Waffle getting the low taper again, getting the amazing haircut.
Burst ends up coming out from Waffle in such a dire situation. That's not the item you want to see, but gets a big counter hit anyways, and Temmie able to take this first game, or take this first set of top 8.
Zato was one of the first characters I kind of messed around with, and I actually kind of gave up after one match with my friend, because it's just so confusing. It takes a lot of knowledge to understand a character like Zato 1, and Juno is absolutely showing that knowledge here at the beginning of this round.
Exactly, but Red Dawn understanding a little bit of their own, able to get that back throw, get a bomb set up, and gets hit by their own bomb, and Juno able to take advantage of the situation, blocks the banana, doesn't want to get tripped up here and let Red Dawn get free pressure. Able to go in,
goes for the snip, giving Zato a sick new hairdo. Needed to go back, needed to add some finishing touches over here.
Ooh, what a big backdash though, able to make Red Dawn pay, has the pressure set up and no burst on the side. Amorphous gonna send you through the wall.
Zato saying that Eddie's the one paying for that haircut around this time around.
Gotta make sure he's got his corn purse on him. With the falling JP, really wants to establish this pressure, has the Pierce to go in for more combos, establishing this routing so well, gets the wall slip into more mix, has the, oh shit.
Just mixing Red Dawn the entire time, not even going for a wall break most of the time, but here we have it finally deciding to go for the wall break. Red Dawn.
As the Sword Super and catches out Red Dawn mashing. Juno taking this first round in very convincing fashion. Oh my god.
Someone in chat says chills, absolutely chills from this amazing Zato gameplay here. I've never seen anything like it before, especially here at the Get Good Gambit.
I mean, we've seen some players be able to whip out some wall slumps from time to time, and on a character like Zato that's so incredibly mix heavy, once you get those drunkard shades out and constantly slumping against the wall, it can really make your opponent have to guess, but it gives so many resources such as burst. Big heads up burst there from Red Dawn, using it as they were running out of that Eddie meter, but now all the resources lie on Juno's side, and Red Dawn is inside the corner. Gets a big jump, has the ability to cover themselves, and this strike throw is adding on to that high-low. My God.
Wow, that was a quick round over here from Juno. Red Dawn trying to get some pressure started here, but Juno's pressure is just equally as powerful. Trying to go for more mix, but Red Dawn ends up mashing out of it, and now Zato has no Eddie to work with, giving him a nice new cut anyways.
I mean, it's so incredibly hard to deal with Zato, but you gotta be willing to deal with Eddie, and mashing in a pressure situation like that could not be more important, but being able to play defense is just as important. Has the routing to be able to break the wall here, uses the sword super hard knockdown, 100 Eddie, burst on your side, and 50 tension. Things are looking great for Juno right now.
Now Red Dawn says they're not done yet. They're going to try and go for more Faust pressure over here. Getting hit by the own parade of mini Faust.
Tries to use that slingshot to get them into the stratosphere, and Juno takes another round on the board, goes up 2-0.
Now since Juno is 2-0, I believe now over here, do you have anything to say about Red Dawn's gameplay on how they could possibly come back from this?
I mean, I definitely think it's possible. We've seen Red Dawn with the ability to adapt and understand their character to a great degree, and not only the Gambit, but also in brackets like Jeekly Academy. We've seen them around the horn a good bit, but you gotta be willing to poke out characters like Zato with Eddie. You gotta be not so afraid of the defense, but I know it can be so incredibly daunting. Juno, though, able to get some things started. The banana on the ground, avoids it with precision, gets that haircut. We're going back into pressure.
Juno going in once again with the Zato and Eddie pressure over here. Some crazy combos over here. Now they have no Eddie to work with, but it'll soon be refilled. And both players have meter over here. But it looks like this round is going to Juno.
Able to catch Red Dawn, trying their best to run away, trying their best to get away from this Juno pressure. Eddie falling right behind, have the Pierces going in tow, but able to get some pressure going of their own, using that flight to be able to get Eddie back.
Going for another haircut over here. Things are looking pretty scary now for Juno, but it seems that they are not afraid to continue going with the pressure and that insane damage off of these combos. Look at all of this.
Eddie so expertly. Oh my God, gets the side switch too.
You can barely tell what is going on half the time over here, Lucio.
I mean, getting a big pushback, but Juno does get a little bit of health back with that banana, wanting to commit resources to this round, and how could you blame them? They're on set point. A big 6P is going to end up hitting, but oh no, it doesn't end up killing. The mix pressure able to catch Juno off guard, and we may be seeing the glimpse of a comeback here.
Juno once again here on the Eddie pressure over here. Working out amazingly for them so far. Red Dawn trying to defend, but it is just not working.
Able to get a big throw there on that JD with no follow-up. What a big finish here, going for the super to break the wall, but it doesn't end up killing. So close to having this game in their glimpse. Gets
one more hit will do it. Red Dawn gets the grab out. Throws out a wig. Gets Juno with the sick haircut.
fire right now, and not just in the hair department. Red Dawn able to get this mix going up again. Strike throw is so strong, has to go for a back
Oh!
dash. What a call out! And Juno able to take this set 3-0 versus one of the stronger players in this bracket.
Duel 1.
All right, going into here for your first losers top 8 match, we have Hercules. Already seen them once on stream. Extremely strong player in their own right, but Yarnspun, somebody who's come so close to claiming that crown for their own. Now has another chance. They're gonna have to make a loser's run though, but Hercules is making this hard. Goes for the overhead, but has no stamina on their side. Yarnspun gonna take advantage of this.
Yarnspun gaining the pressure back from Hercules over here, trying to set out as many little guys as they can.
Trying to get this neutral, pulling out bots and just running away.
Hercules just crouch blocking all of it, just waiting for a moment, but it doesn't work, and Yarnspun gets the grab for that round.
And Yarnspun is doing such a great job at making Hercules have to guess at every turn. The 2D counter hit, gonna get the pop forward, and we're going into the corner. So many bots on screen right now. Counter hits galore, trading back and forth.
Once again, Hercules just not knowing what to do against the pressure here. Manages to get out going into a Kara Tyrant Barrel, but it doesn't end up going that far. Break the ball. Gets hit with the Elysium driver into the Roman cancel. Hercules bursts out of it. Gets hit with a 6P.
Oh no! The 5H ends up whiffing from the combo. Not able to continue. Burst on their side, and Hercules going for so many burst baits, and it just ends up forfeiting them the round. Yarnspun claiming the first game of the set.
Both amazing pressure from both players here.
As Nictendooo said in chat, Sin fighting his grandma on Mother's Day, SMH.
I mean, it seems that for doing something like that, Jacko just put Sin to bed for that round.
Duel 1.
Quickly going on to the second match here now, though. Hercules immediately going for the strike throw and getting that pressure in the corner.
It's one thing that we saw in their match on stream. So comfortable in that strike throw situation, wanting to stay on offense, using this burst so aggressively, trying to maintain any bit of momentum they can. The ambiguous left-right.
Yarnspun trying to go for some left-right, and Hercules just powering through it with the beak driver, winning that round with a 2S.
I mean, Yarnspun doing some great things, but Hercules showing how they got into this top 8. The ambiguous left-right mix from Yarnspun makes it so hard to block. You gotta predict every single little bit, and now the bots into the corner 50 meter. The only thing that's building for Hercules is at risk. This Elysium driver is going to catch it out though.
And look at that damage.
Okay, gonna go right directly underneath that 6P and goes underneath the bot, deflect for the guard command. I think that is. Yeah, that's a guard command.
Yeah.
Same thing.
I didn't even think that was possible. But Yarnspun over here using the attack command to finish that round.
I mean, making it very close right here. Going in for more pressure, establishing themselves in this game very well. Hercules having to down back. Only so much you can do, so much risk on your side. The tap
Look at the risk meter right there.
But what a way for Hercules to find a way out. Cashing in on this Tyrant Rave. Gets the clean hit. We're going through the wall, and what a way to turn around the situation. Yarnspun giving Hercules a taste of their own medicine, but instead of going wall to wall, just gets a side switch, and we're going through the wall anyways. Hard knockdown. They use it so well. Has the Elysium driver, but I believe I see the burst.
That is unfortunate over there.
Tries to go for the low. Yarnspun does have burst on their side. It gets baited out. Hercules is so aware, but the combo doesn't connect. The DP gets punished, and Yarnspun goes up 2-0.
All right, we're going into the third match here. Now, Yarnspun may be up 2-0, but I will say Hercules definitely does have a chance here. Both players have absolutely monstrous pressure on both their characters.
Into the beat driver. Such a great tool here. The backdash and patience from Hercules really wants to keep this pressure going, really wants to keep all this momentum, but Yarnspun wants to strip it all away and saving the burst for whenever they're out of stamina.
Amazing patience from Hercules over here, calling out any movement that Yarnspun does.
Break the wall, and while Yarnspun is one game away from winning this set, Hercules trying to fight back, able to get a big DP converting into the corner. Has 1 bar of stamina though. This will start to come back after that wall break. Another kick throw situation here. Goes for the fuzzy jump back. Not wanting to let Hercules get anything started, and that left-right mix can be so devastating. Able to get a big combo, sets up into more mix. There's only so much you can do here on defense. That wall stuck?
That wall, I don't know if this ultimate will hit. Oh, and it does.
Oh, wow.
Oh, but the scaling up makes it so it doesn't do that much damage. But still, that was an insane combo that Yarnspun did over here.
I mean, all the stamina in the world. Backdashes the grab and is so aware. 6P for the Roman cancel. And this routing from Yarnspun is so strong. Hercules, though, putting up a great fight. This defense is very great.
All right, one more round, and that'll do it if Yarnspun wins this one. Will Hercules make it out of this?
The defense
Yarnspun
command.
with the defense command.
Great things coming out from Yarnspun right now. Has 50 meter on their side, and we're going to get this mix-up. The clash on the throw ends up leading into a big combo for Yarnspun. Going to end up breaking the wall with this Elysium driver, and you're 1 interaction away.
Wow. Hits the DP. Hercules trying to play a bit more patiently. I assume looking out for an Elysium driver during an approach.
Clean hit so great. Both sides essentially 1 interaction away, and Hercules able to grab it.
Comes back.
At one point in time, things were looking so dire for Hercules, but able to turn it around and get a game on the board.
Yes, what a comeback. That was some absolutely insane gameplay from Hercules over here. Looked like it was over for them for a second, but being able to come back, put the pressure on Yarnspun, and then taking that match.
There's so many things inside of a set like this that make it so hard to kind of try and predict what your opponent's going to do, especially if you're playing versus a character like Jacko and what Yarnspun is doing. But it seems as though Hercules may have gotten a grasp, is finally able to fight back, and with that game on the board, the momentum is kind of starting to shift. More pressure here. Gets some great staggers left and right, but has the pressure to continue it going. Gets a big clap command to make yourself less minus, not so much plus, but just gets more bots set up here.
Now Hercules coming back from the corner here, trying to put the pressure back on Yarnspun. Yarnspun hitting 2 5Hs, getting all those minions out.
So much you can do here whenever you're on the side of both these characters, but Yarnspun able to get a big counter hit. what a back throw. Awareness from Hercules to continue the situation. Has the stamina to spin once again. And Hercules able to take another round. This is great if you were... This is such a change of pace from what we were just seeing in these first two games. Big counter hit's going to lead into Elysium Driver to break the wall here. Going to be so close to the situation. Oh, they're not close enough. Could have fooled me. The YRC gets baited and then the burst.
Bates the burst. Going on with this pressure and then taking that round. Absolutely insane stuff from Yarnspun over here.
So much for both sides. Going back and forth. As the low to convert into a big combo. The Elphelt, though, doesn't allow for continuation. Used all that stamina to not break the wall. Yarnspun
trying to play patiently here. Oh, gets hit by the Elysium Driver, though.
Grandma putting belt to ass right now, trying their best to continue the pressure, making sure they continue and advance forward, but Hercules is standing their ground, not really wanting to make anything or let Yarnspun have a chance. Oh, and the tap dust gonna charge out on that wrist.
Yarnspun playing like Sin just forgot a Mother's Day gift.
Sometimes you gotta discipline these youngsters, and Jacko and Yarnspun are gonna continue on in this bracket. Hercules, though, played such a great game. What a comeback in those two games, but just not enough to hold on. All right, here we go. Next to loser side match, we have Noktriss coming in here on the Happy Chaos. We did see this once on stream already, maybe trying to try out a new secondary or main, but Sancho from DXG fame, see them coming in here. Apparently, according to Chaz, they're a pretty nasty Testament player, and we have seen them once in the VOD already. Gunshots upon gunshots, call it neutral, rhymes with Grug, making it to where they have to mash out of the situation. Sancho finding a way out, the Deus Ex Machina gonna make things hard for that approach.
Really oppressive pressure over here from Noktriss on the Happy Chaos, but Sancho being able to deal with it relatively well.
A big anti-air hit, and look at this ground bounce. The combo
amazing Goomba stomp from Noktriss.
Making things happen, understanding the combos and the conversions for this character, maybe new to the character, but still understanding nonetheless.
Oh wait, I just remembered. Noktriss has played Happy Chaos before last Moth Pit. I just reminded myself of it.
Very interesting to see them make a switch like this, going and trying to pick up a new character. We love it around here whenever players try and dive into this diverse character pool, but able to get a big break here, and as somebody in the chat would say, ends the game with the Deus Ex money. Getting a lot of support for Sancho in the chat right now, and it makes sense. They're playing such a strong game right now, able to make... Yes, that is a Nin reference. Yes, it is. It's like, hey, whenever I was coming up in the beginner bracket scene, I had Dank be commentating some of my runs, and now I get a chance to do a beginner bracket. Why not? Why not reference an OG? Why not? But going into this next round here, Noktriss able to take that first game, but it's not over for Sancho yet. Got to be willing to calm down a bit, get back into that headspace. You know, as you said, able to get second place in that Moth Pit beginner bracket, one of the other brackets in this scene, and able to take advantage of that staying state. What a way to get a combo whenever there was no
combo from Sancho over here, going into the corner, going for the wall break over here, and looks like that is going to be that round.
Able to get a big 6H
there.
Into
a perfect. I didn't even notice that.
I mean, whenever Sancho's just putting work in on this character like this, and not letting Noktriss get a chance. It really does speak volumes, but they don't have the concentration on their side. It's a big counter hit. Gonna convert into more, but the danger time, if they keep backing up, you're gonna lose this positive bonus that you
look at that grab from Sancho going into this amazing pressure. Oh, but Noktriss stealing it back. Gonna go for another wall break. Tries to go for the Deus Ex, but I'm not sure if this will hit. It does not.
You're definitely minus there and not able to get exactly what you wanted. Goes for the safe jump option off of that teleport, but Noktriss able to find a way back out. Goes for the 3 consecutive steady aim
out
shot.
of focus though. Gets hit by the ult. Noktriss has little options right now, but still manages to take that round off of Sancho's hands.
Going in here, trying their best to not get zoned out by this happy chaos. Zoner getting zoned out. Who would have thought? Oh, just absolutely running through the Arbiter, not letting it even come out. For the up Grave Reaper, wanting to let things happen, trying to do the BRC slingshot, but it doesn't end up working out. Using these options to such great importance. The Deus Ex Machina
really
does
close
end up
match
catching.
here.
The deflect shield to back away, and no focus on the side of Noktriss. So close on each side, and I think this is
will
gonna
this
catch.
hit? Will this hit? It hits. Taking that match is Noktriss.
John saying hello, DJ from Zond. But now, what do you do here if you're on the side of Sancho? We're sticking it out with the Testament. Already made top 8, and Noktriss is showing that they got a good handle of this Happy Chaos character.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Big Low gets a nasty little counter hit. Sancho is pinned back at full screen. Curse, focus. Oh, the Arbiter sign doesn't end up hitting.
Amazing combo from Sancho over here, going for that wall break and the positive bonus. Now, Noktriss does have quite a lot of meter and bullets to work with, but Sancho's just keeping up with that pressure, not giving Noktriss a chance to do anything out here.
Going for the low, able to continue the pressure, gets the 5K and mounts into more of an extension, but uses the guard crush steady aim shot to pick up off the drop. Call it a reset. Goes in for the J2K, able to get a big ground bounce conversion in. Noktriss, while down in life, has the positive bonus on their side, but isn't able to convert, loses the concentration, but gets the J2K
stomp,
anyways.
taking that round.
It's the curse, and now just getting the zoning game plan spaced out so well. Has the 2K2D gun flip, gets the wall stick, able to hit him with the Y Iota.
Call that the Y Iota.
Yeah,
that's peak. That is peak.
Gets a big close slash and able to continue the conversion, but oh no, gets those side switch.
Now Noktriss still has 2 bars to work with here.
It's a big counter hit, but not able to get the conversion.
Gets the
You don't have any
YRC.
guns with the bullet,
Goes into the Deus Ex. Now, will this kill? It will. Noktriss taking that match.
All right, progressing through this bracket. Next round of loser side, we have Yarnspunstory and Red Dawn. Both these players making a tear through the bracket right now. Already seen each of them on the stream at least once. Down here, loser side, while maybe unfortunate for some, definitely a godsend for others.
Yarnspun already on this devastating pressure here on the Jacko.
Ooh, look at that fake jump in, going for the low. Sets up the pressure and gets the chip out.
Duel 2. Let's
Faust game. Yeah, honestly.
Faust gaming.
Faust gaming time gets a big
Faust
counter
gaming.
hit. Able to get the mix. Trying to continue forward, but the low ends up coming out, goes for the grab, but it ends up whiffing, and Red Dawn able to get that mix.
Look at this absolutely insane pressure from Red Dawn over here. Trying to throw out as many items as they can. Now Yarnspunstory falling for the bomb, not able to let a minion go in order to block it. But it doesn't matter, Yarnspunstory coming back on the pressure in the corner. Both players going back and forth here.
Getting a big counter hit on that pressure there. Yarnspun has losing life so fast, but is able to make things work. The Elysium driver gonna come out. We're gonna break the wall. Hard knockdown for a player like Yarnspun can really put in some work. It's a big kick at Red Dawn. Able to keep in track here, taking a round right back.
Have all three minions out, but no, Red Dawn mashes their way out of it. Tries to go for the snip, does not work.
Able to get some stuff going. The 5H is going to counter hit and doesn't want to take a risk on a combo. Uses that Roman cancel.
Look at that.
And all these hits going towards and sticking the wall. The backdash able to anti-zone.
Red Dawn in a bad situation to be in right now. With one more hit, taking that round.
What a backdash from Yarnspun. Able to get it going and make sure that they can't continue that pressure. Such a close first game. Yeah, there has been a Faust army in the Get Good Gambit forever. Started out with Madalel C, grew to Red Dawn, started to include Timmy. There's so many great Faust players in the Get Good Gambit.
Mankind. Duel 1. Let's rock.
Going in for a low now. Throwing out the banana.
Ooh.
Able to get a big hit here.
Even Jacko a Mother's Day haircut over here.
Going in for more pressure, gets the close slash. Yarnspun tries to run in, but Red Dawn thwarting the pressure. Maybe trying to think about that grab. Has the haircut stored, but goes in for the bomb pressure. Gonna at least get a big combo off the tap dust. Goes straight into the Elysium drive.
Look at that. This is looking to have some massive damage over here.
It only makes sense that this much would be happening. Trying to go in for more and more. Gets the 2K low in Yarnspun.
Look at that grab.
As Chaz was saying, it's a big grab. It's a big JD, and everybody's willing to continue and bet that Red Dawn will use these resources for pressure. But Yarnspun's having none of it. Gets a quick little low. Gets the hit right before they cross up. So maybe was tricking Red Dawn into guessing to go left.
Going for another throw. Absolutely insane gameplay here. Goes into another Elysium driver, and it seems like this will take the match.
Wow. Yarnspun able to make the adjustments there and run away with that game, doing some great things like breaking ankles left and right on this mix, essentially making Red Dawn run directly face first into that bot. What is potentially the last game here. Yarnspun is playing so strong right now. It's hard to believe that they got sent to losers by somebody, but it's not impossible. Red Dawn, though, able to get some things started, but the bomb just out of range, able to keep these bots out and continue the pressure.
Red Dawn trying to call out all of these normals from Yarnspun. Giving Jacko a haircut over here, much needed, clearly. Look at that absolute swag she got on now.
Not only that, but uses a throw of their own to kind of allow themselves to avoid the pop from the on-fire hair. But Red Dawn's having none of it. Gets a conversion into the mix, and takes the round.
Goes for another cross-up. It ends up working out for them. Red Dawn is now trapped in the corner. Nothing really left to do here but to defend and look for a good opening, and that Red Dawn did.
But, I mean, it just seems that Yarnspun is able to make things happen, keep it from continuing. The purple Roman cancel, able to keep them safe, but not able to get them the kill. Has to go in for a throw in this strike throw pressure sequence, and Yarnspun is on set point. Cross up, making Red Dawn have to guess on the setup that they've done so many times. It's why it's so effective. But gets the mini Faust out, and now it's a stare down. Stuff going on right now, and Yarnspun making things happen. Has the BRC to continue the pressure, and the combo goes for the empty jump, but Red Dawn's having none of it. Able to make this kill, and Red Dawn
taking that match right there.
Red Dawn making things happen, trying to acquire some momentum on their side, and I think this is one of the things that makes them such a formidable player in bracket like this. Their willingness to not play on tilt, willingness to make it to where they can come back. It's never over as long as Red Dawn still has health on that health bar.
Red Dawn on this Faust pressure immediately. Gets a donut, but didn't really need the healing at that moment. Yarnspun immediately taking down the health that Red Dawn would have gained. Both players just kind of going back and forth on each other's pressure.
Creating resources while they're at it, making things happen, but able to get the mix into the mini Faust army, able to get back the side switch, and the strike throw is so strong right now.
And look at the attack command ending that round right there.
One more round stands between Yarnspun's story and getting farther into this bracket, but not if Red Dawn has anything to say about it. The snip, snip, snip gonna go into another snip, snip, snip. There's only so much you can do here on defense if you're Yarnspun. Big
hit the 2D. Goes for a sandwich with the minions over here. Goes for the Elysium driver, and it should hit and then wall break.
Yeah.
Look at that damage.
Elysium driver, one of those moves either does all the damage in the world or no damage at all. The YRC comes out from Red Dawn though.
I'm honestly not entirely sure how Jacko's scaling works and why sometimes it just doesn't do that much.
Big charge, big 2D gets the round for Yarnspun story. Able to use some of that 100-meter and secure the set. Red Dawn, such a strong player, not able to continue far into the bracket like normal. Yarnspun moving ahead. Getting some words in here for the characters, a little bit of a spat back and forth, but that does not end this matchup. We have Noktriss coming in on the Johnny. They have been playing a lot of Happy Chaos today, but that has not been the only endeavor they've been in here in this bracket. Waffle, though, coming in on that May. Such a strong player in their own right and showing it right now, getting a big burst bait.
Amazing burst bait over there. Waffle taking back the pressure from that amazing round start that Noktriss had before.
Ooh, a big back throw for Noktriss here. Such an important thing in this matchup right now. Uses the Insinga to get a safe ender, but Waffle's not having none of it. What a big counter hit, 5H, and you're dead. Combo's so crazy, I couldn't even hold it in. Had to burst everywhere. Noktriss able to get some big damage on the board. Ooh, what a trade from Noktriss. Not able to convert on it, though. Gets the stagger to the command throw, and we got a little bit of a conversion in mid-screen.
Tries to go for the PRC to start some more pressure, but Noktriss ending up gaining it back, going into the other corner over here, trying to start something, but Waffle gets an amazing back throw again.
gets an up misfiner and taking the last little bit of health off the board, getting a round up on for themselves. Such a close first sight. Both these players really wanting to try their best to make things even on this playing field. Big counter hit on the meaty close slash, has 50 meter, but doesn't like to spend it. Big misfiner gonna send you tumbling, but not able to convert. Has to use that burst, and the 5P comes out. 50 meter on the side of Noktriss. Just one more interaction to end this first game.
Noktriss playing it very safe, knowing that one wrong move and half of his health will most likely be gone from Waffle's amazing combos that they've been showing throughout this entire game.
This finer dash forward ends up getting the throw. What a way to tie out this first game. Noktriss getting an early lead, going up 1-0.
Kenshin says, knock out the ops, Waffle.
Got hitters in these streets. They happen to be dolphins. Going into this, Noktriss taking the BBM it by. Nah, Aether, you gotta say it with your whole chest. Big booty man. Going into this next round here.
What?
BBM, that's the name of the mentor for the ANC internship bracket. That's what Noktriss was able to win here yesterday, but going in, getting that low misfiner, the card pop gonna pop him up into the air, jumps over the card super. Getting that
Noktriss
big low.
finding that opening. Going for more pressure now. Hits a throw.
And Singa's gonna be a safe injure. Look at the way Noktriss is able to punish Waffle. Gets the TK. Misfiner gonna send through the wall. And while Waffle's defense has improved a lot, that does not mean that things are going perfect. Big far slash here, insane counter hit, and now Waffle's back on the offensive, but these neutral buttons are just so good for
both
Noktriss.
players trying to play it safe now, but Noktriss once again just getting back on the pressure. Now Waffle does have some burst, uses it successfully. Ooh, tries to extend the combo, but it doesn't work, and then Noktriss hits the super, and I believe that is the match for Noktriss.
So much on the line for Waffle here, down in this set 2-0, but that does not mean they don't have a chance. From the volatility of this game, and just this character alone, one hit could send you into the stratosphere if you're Noktriss right now. They say tag me in, Waffle. Tag me in real quick.
Tag me in, Waffle, I got this, trust. Ooh, speaking of Waffle, already with this amazing pressure here.
So much, making Noktriss have to press. One big counter hit is all it takes to get that burst out.
Another throw. I'm just absolutely mixing up Noktriss here. Some impressive stuff, even from May. I've never even seen this kind of playstyle with May before, but Noktriss hitting that super.
Welcome like Japan. What are we doing? Going in for a big misfiner here. Gets the TK into the air. We get a big misfiner attempt here, but Waffle not able to make the most of it. Noktriss putting them into the corner, using these misfiners to control space, but Waffle does have burst on their side for next round. Noktriss
and a
goes
misfiner though. Waffle backing Noktriss up into a corner, but Noktriss seems to know just when to get out of it constantly.
Getting a big anti-air misfiner, gets the grab going into the wall, gets a big card pop, the low coming out, 50-50 tension for Waffle on their side, and a Dream able to get the Roman cancel, but Noktriss staying so present of mind right now. It's the close slash.
Will this be it for Waffle on this match? And it will be.
With the big wall stick there, ends up getting the final hit to kill. Noktriss taking a convincing 3-0, not letting Waffle get a chance.
Duel 1.
Going in here for this winner's final side, we have Juno, such a strong Zatop player, but Timmy able to make their way through winner's side on such a strong character that we've seen so many times, but that does not mean that it's over. Juno able to get a big counter hit 6K or 6P.
Counter hit. Going for the sandwich pressure with Eddie, but it doesn't work. Having to burst out of Temmie's pressure over here.
The big 6P has the 2P come out from
Juno has that Eddie meter back. How will they use it?
Goes for the
shield, doesn't work. Trying to go back and forth here. Playing a little bit more defensively than they were in their earlier matches over here.
Maybe wanting to play a little bit more aggressive, but using that flight to really continue on. Has the invite held plus the frog jump to be able to get more pressure in. Has the 6H to
and look
break
at
the
that.
wall. And Juno picking up right where they left off.
Really shows that you really have to be, even if it is Zato, someone who is pretty downplayed among this roster. You really have to be careful facing against him, because stuff like this happens the moment you slip up.
The pressure is just so strong, and whenever you have that fundamental defense on your side, you're almost impossible to hit, but Timmy ends up finding a way.
Ooh.
Has the miss on the snip, but the item in the air to cover the ground.
Look at this insane corner pressure from Juno here. Oh, but Temmie bursts out of it.
But still gets the Eddie meter on the side, uses the Scarecrow PRC.
This is a
and
close
Juno.
round here.
Oh, the oppose! Able to block out any hits
Oh,
from
that match
Timmy.
goes to Juno.
Able to go and continue this round. Juno is putting on such a strong showing for this character right now. And I believe you said it earlier, Chaz, but it's so hard to get matchup experience versus a character like this. Such an interesting character to see in top 8 and in a beginner bracket nonetheless.
Koshu in chat is saying, Temmie, do the low taper fade install.
I was also going to call that out. Ooh, a big 2H off of that oppose, not letting anything rock right now. Punishing Timmy for any approach they try to do out of Eddie meter, but just finding a way to continue the pressure, finding a way to make them guess, and then they have this pressure going. Gets the
And that
tap
dust. And we get to the sword into the wall break. Now, Juno still has full Eddie meter and some burst to work with. Now some meter too.
What a big 6P there from Timmy, able to take advantage of Juno, trying to go into the air, but it doesn't end up working. The 100-ton weight gets caught, or catches the YRC attempt, and his health is just falling off of Juno right now.
The red RC taking that round.
So much you can do here in such a short amount of time. The low ends up happening, and the tap dust, such a big situation here for Juno. Has another big hit on the board, but doesn't end up getting a finish on that combo. Runs out of Eddie gauge. Oof. Goes for
The
tap.
PRC using full meter to try and continue this pressure, but Temmie hits the back throw, pushing Juno into the corner with not many options to do here.
Gets this toss into the corner, has the wall stick, but doesn't elect the spin meter to break the wall. Gets a fast little low to come out, and the JH is going to end up picking up. Has a 100 meter on your side, able to YRC,
Gets the YRC
keeps a little
out
bit
of
that
it.
Eddie meter.
Using some of that meter, hitting the snip, giving Juno a new haircut over here, winning the match.
8-frame reaction there, correct. But held that burst, held those resources, and now it's tied up 1-1. We finally see somebody that is able to stop this absolute barrel of a train going forward in Juno's Zatop.
Coach says Temmie needs to lock in, and we have a lot of love for both players in the chat here.
Tries to go for
Both
the
players are
JS
impressive
in the
in
air.
their own right.
Big far/counter hit, gonna allow for the invite hell to continue the combo, goes for the empty jump overhead, and you can only guess so long whenever Eddie's constantly putting things on the screen. It's literally so ambiguous into what's gonna happen.
Both players kind of going back and forth, trying to call out each other's moves. Juno ending up in a combo here, pushing Temmie into a corner, taking that round.
Doing so much pressure right now, and just showing the power that Zatop still has. I know I've said it once, I'm gonna say it again. The tap dust ends up getting you out. Not gonna be able to build the meter though to get a sword super, but just catching out Temmie and whatever they're trying to do.
I mean, Temmie getting the parade, but Juno jumping over it, getting with that Eddie pressure again.
Trying to stay back, moving, trying to get in here to apply more pressure, but Temmie has burst on their side, decides to use it. The Afro does end up coming on, but the flight is going to keep you away. Tap Dust trying their best to ignite that Afro, and now Juno has no Eddie gauge, but the JK into the 2K gonna end up comboing in one game away from punching their ticket to grand finals. So close on both sides right now, and one interaction, one good hit is gonna lead to such a big conversion.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Let's
Both
go
players
for
trying to
2S.
figure out how they're gonna take this first.
Goes for the 2S here, but it gets caught out by Temmie's mix, pushing into the corner for more of that. Mix indeed. But goes for the high-low. Juno's defense is so strong right now.
Look
that
at the wrist gauge up
cranking.
right there. One wrong move and it is over for Juno here.
Oh, but the trumpet ends up switching sides, playing for the enemy. The wrist gauge doesn't end up mattering, has 100 meter on their side, and look at that damage. Goes for the JK, has Eddie to continue their pressure, and look at that side switch.
Oh, tries to go for the super, but Eddie ends up going through it.
I believe they were trying to go for the super PRC, and the invul didn't save them throughout the entire time. So much, one more round for Juno to get a chance to go into grands.
Juno's outstanding pressure again.
Caution into the wind, gets a big counter hit 2S, able to manipulate Eddie exactly where they want them, has the ability to break the wall, but doesn't end up getting a chance to use the super. Uses the tap dust to try and call something out, and now we're just standing in neutral.
Ooh, try to go into more of a combo, but just doesn't work. Juno trying to go for the ultimate, but it also doesn't work.
Eddie, or Temmie, so strong on these conversions, understands what they can get, and the meteors end up coming out. Gets a block behind, but the cross-up protection doesn't make it to where they need to switch the block. Temmie able to get another round on the board and show what got them a first game, or what got them a game in this set.
Who gets Eddie all the way over there now, starting the amazing pressure, but Temmie hits Eddie. Eddie is now on vacation for like probably 3 days now. Oh, but look at that sick haircut Zatop has right now.
Backdashing these JDs, trying not to let the Afro get lit on fire, doing such a great job at avoiding that situation at all costs, but the wall bounce from that JH. Gonna convert to more pressure, gets the 100-ton weight, and both of them are taking a tumble.
Juno making some sort of a comeback here. Absolutely demolishing Tammy's health over here. Goes for the reversal super, but it doesn't work. Juno blocks it, has to use more of the meter.
Backdashing that blue wild assault, and so much risk on the board right now. Timmy has one more interaction to try and catch it out.
Look at that risk gauge, you gotta be careful there.
Able to call back Eddie on that block, and the jump ends up hitting not once, but twice. The invite hell ends up hitting, and we're now in one more situation for both these players. Goes for the wild assault, gets a big counter hit, looping the advantage.
Look at that!
And the grab is gonna send Juno into grand finals. First time in the bracket with Zato, and now going to try and claim the crown. But Timmy can still make it in that losers finals, maybe chomping at the bit for the run back already.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Very recurring player here at the GGG.
That's fun. Able to burst out automatically, not wanting to lose any kind of advantage that they can. Noktriss doing the same. Oh, we're gonna go in here. And Yarnspunstory, fun fact, first time they got into top 8 in the Gambit was on Happy Chaos. That was a decent little bit ago, so they may have some great information about this character and this matchup.
Possibly, but look at Noktriss over here, dealing out amazing damage with their own Happy Chaos, despite not even being on their main dude over here. Noktriss taking that match.
Main dude, secondary dude, tertiary dude, whatever it is, they're doing a great job on this dude. Goes for more pressure, going and continuing in for that meaty, and Yarnspun is going insane with the
pressure here. Oh, tries to get out of Noktriss's pressure, but it doesn't work. Hitting another Deus Ex Machina through the wall.
Breaking the wall, gets a hard knockdown, goes for the J2K jump bounce. Loses the concentration though. This is going to be a great time for Yarnspun to go up and attack with their 50 meter on that side.
Both players being really careful here.
Throws out the curse and really stifles the approach. Trying their best to get in, but loses the concentration once again. Doesn't have the gun to continue the pressure, and gets a big kick, forcing the BRC into block out. And now Yarnspun gets a round on the board.
Look at this sustained pressure here. Look at that damage.
Oof. You know, Jacko isn't the kind of character that's known for damage. Gets the BRC, and we got ourselves a
perfect victory over here.
Yarnspun locked in, and now Noktriss has a big decision to make here. Would Noktriss decides to switch over to the Johnny, such an important choice in this set. If you switch over to your main, you're gonna have to readapt again. You're gonna have to get used to Yarnspun on this character specifically, whenever you already had some great ideas.
Noktriss already trying to use their pressure immediately.
That vertical hitbox on that. Not on that Johnny reversal super. What's my name? Sending through the wall.
Wow, look at that. Making a comeback from that perfect they took last round.
Making a perfect and keeping all their resources at the same time, but Yarnspun not out of it yet. Trying to run forward, gets caught back in the close slash, ends up not hitting. What's my name? Sending through the wall once again. And so much damage ending up on here. There's such a difference in health right now. Yarnspun has burst. Noktriss trying to bait it out, but it doesn't end up working. Gets the burst off that 6K
At a
though.
sliver of health right now. One hit will do it. and that hit was right now. Noktriss taking that match.
Taking that first match there, and what an adaptation on the other side of the coin of what I was saying earlier. Well, yes, you have to adapt back with a different character. The opponent has to adapt to you. They have to completely change how they're playing, and it leads to situations like this. Much going on right now. Noktriss getting some momentum back in the set, but Yarnspun having to make things happen.
Someone says just don't let Johnny press buttons. Yeah, what if?
Real. You know, just let him not play the game and you win.
Yeah, just actually while you're at it, just break their controller too.
Getting a big hit here. The stagger pressure is really starting to mount. Yarnspun showing what makes him such a strong player.
Oh, amazing air throw over here. Going into the corner. Getting that wall break. Tries to summon a minion, but Noktriss hitting with the misfinder. Misses the guard crush.
Gets a big conversion though. Understands that the card
Really
super is
nice
going to hit
conversion.
from that range.
Now, Yarnspun does have some meter to work with here, so they could possibly come back from this.
Okay, 2D Noktriss wanting to secure the game right here, right now. Gets the big 2S. Both these players committing the burst in Yarnspun.
And look at that! Wow, that was one of the closest rounds we've had this bracket. Like, easily.
The guard crush from that card, they're going to be able
Going
to
for
make
another
things
cross
in
up. It works. It's the charge dust.
Yarnspun's routing.
Styling over here.
Yarnspun's routing and makes it something that never ceases to impress any of us here at the Gambit. Going and carrying into the corner, has 100 meter on their side, but tries to mash a button, and Yarnspun, the
Also
wheels
taking
of
that game.
Maharaga turn once again. Opportunity to talk about ABBA in the chat. Oh, I'm gonna lose my mind. No, fuck it, I'm done typing. ABBA loses to Asuka. Anyways. Able to get some big conversions here. Starts off this game here. One more round, or one more game needed for Yarnspun to get this going, but Noktriss not having any of it. Goes for the Insinga on the to end the pressure. The TK Mistfinder gotta burst out of it.
Look at this outstanding pressure from Yarnspun here. Going into the corner, hitting the throw. Going into the Elysium driver. How much damage will this do? Who knows? Not a lot, because Jacko.
The scaling is just so strong. See, Kenshin gets it. Kenshin understands. But hey, we get a big back
goes for the Elysium driver again. It doesn't end up hitting,
Oh!
but is still able to continue their pressure. Noktriss at barely any health. A minion being kicked into his face ends up taking that round.
So much to do here, and Yarnspun with the pressure sequences to constantly go back and forth, even was able to shake them out their shoes and get the Wild Assault instead of the Deflect Shield.
Tries to go for another throw, but it doesn't work. Yarnspun, look at this combo here. Whoa. I didn't even know Jacko could even have a 13-hit combo.
But Noktriss not done yet. Able to show them what their name is. Having a big conversion here. Gets the Mistfinder, but the 6P gonna catch the Vault.
Boom. Noktriss jumping over all the minion stuff here.
Oh, what a
This
heads-up
point,
throw.
Jacko's just kind of kicking a child.
I mean, able to get the Elysium driver. Probably not going to kill here. The scaling is so much. Noktriss
Jacko
building
scaling.
the burst. Oh, uses the Wild Assault to try to take away the burst.
Look at this
Continuing the
pressure here. Ends up taking that match there.
And Yarnspunstory able to make it into losers finals. Noktriss putting up a valiant effort, but just not having burst to get out of the situation from the clear and concise routing of Yarnspunstory. And Spun getting back here on this podium, have been here so many times before, trying to punch another ticket to Grands, trying to get their chance. Trying to get their chance to get back in this, and Timmy on that Faust is always doing such a great run here at the
crazy
Gambit.
Pressure over here, throwing out all these minions, not giving Timmy a chance to do anything, ends up getting the mini Faust.
Oh, gets a couple
Tries to hit the Elysian
no.
driver, but I don't think that was a little bit too late there.
I think maybe they just got force dropped out of the combo since it was on the start of those mini Faust. Gets the clean hit of this, I don't know what that move is called. It's the follow-up to the scalpel pull-in. But oh no, the grab ends up coming out from Yarnspun. That's maybe not what they wanted here.
Look at this, just absolutely pushing Timmy to the corner here. Not giving him a chance to do anything.
Gets that strike throw in, and secures the first round. So close here. Gets the backup, the 6P comes out, and now the little guys are out on the field. They're out for blood, and Faust is able to get a big 6P.
Ends up blocking the bomb over here. Timmy trying to gain the momentum back, but Yarnspun just keeping it. Blocking the super.
What a safe jab setup. Able to stay safe in that situation and make things so hard for Timmy right now. Gets the 6H, gets a big conversion, but doesn't have a wall bounce to speak of. Run up from downtown and throw. It's a big 6.
Amazing clash is there. He's not able to burst bait any of that. Yarnspun trying to get this pressure back, but it doesn't matter. Timmy taking that round right there.
Dedicated the burst, really wanted to go ahead and get it, and both players were one interaction away. The routing on Yarnspun really makes it be able to kill from any situation, makes them be able to kill from any situation. But the blue water assault, what a backdash on the
tries to give Jacko a haircut, but it doesn't work. Look at this damage just off of that.
Constantly going in here. The 2K stagger pressure gets the bot and runs away, cashing out on this wrist gauge, piling up, but doesn't get the meter from dashing forward. What a nice try.
Oh, but though I will say Timmy is at a very low, and Yarnspun does have meter to work with. Will this hit? And it does. Yarnspun taking that match.
Anti-airing with the reversal, just like it's Street Fighter out here. The only difference is that took 50 meter. So going back in here, 2 more wins for Yarnspun to secure another spot in Grand Finals. They've been there before. They just got to get through Timmy first.
Once again, lots of love for both players here. Juno in the chat waiting to see who's going to fight them in that Grand Finals.
Mankind knew that they cannot change society. So instead of reflecting on themselves, they blamed the gods.
Juno ran a clean bracket so far, and I know they've got to be excited for whoever wins this set. Both amazing players. Letting these intros play out. Timmy really wants a chance to evaluate both these players, getting a chance to go back into the arena. Gets a quick little dive kick, but not out of it yet. Jumps over the 100-ton weight splat, and the 6P comes out.
I'm trying to get all these items out to try and put some pressure on. But Yarnspun getting all these minions out. Getting that Elysium driver now. How will this scale? No clue. Ooh. Doesn't end up killing. But still, the amount of health that Timmy is on, one more hit could do it.
Ooh, gets the big hit here. Wants to burst out. Really wants to win this as soon as possible. Sees Grands in the glimpse. Has the mini Faust right behind them. The 5H gonna come out, really making things tough. And a big trade. Who wins it? Yarnspun gets it.
Ooh, gets hit by the golf club.
Both these players in the midst. Timmy gets the mix. Gets the 100-ton weight to come out. Has 50-meter on their side, but Yarnspun finds a way out of the corner. Special dash cancel off the... What hit her? Was that a hammer?
I think it was the hammer.
It's the nice little mix situation. Has the pressure and the sandwiching going on. Gets the attack. Gets the attack up.
Oh, goes for the invincible one too.
You can't hit him.
Look at this combo here. Look at this. You just can't do anything here. Look at the risk gauge piling up right there. But Temmie somehow still manages to find a way out of it. Trying to get a comeback here.
Both these players have so much risk right now, and it's going to add up. Yarnspun gets the mini Faust Brigade, and he gets the tap dust, but is able to block the reversal super. Yarnspun able to go up in the set to a one more game.
Someone bet their life savings of 1378 on Temmie.
Oh man, you better go refinance the house. Gotta go. Gotta go pawn your title. You done for.
What just happened? I am not sure myself. That was an absolutely insane round there.
From what it looked like happened, Temmie wanted to go for the bone-crushing excitement or the wheelchair super, which is a reversal super, but I think Yarnspun had some type of safe jab set up to where they could block on wake up, or they just straight up read the reversal super. Such a strong heads up play for them, but the Faust Brigade flashes with the thrown projectile in the air, and Yarnspun is back on defense once again. It's the clean golf club hit.
And that wall break.
2K gets a big link here, going for another jump on the super. Got such great mix.
Great stuff from Temmie over here.
Big 6P coming out from Temmie, back dashing the command grab, but gets the scalpel pull. Another hit with the
not able to get a clean hit. Yarnspun getting hit with the hammer again. At this point, Jagger's gonna have a little bit of brain damage by the end of this.
I'm saying, but the brain damage doesn't end up mattering here. Able to kick the little kids around, make it to where this Mother's Day is gonna be a real frightful one for generations to come.
Oh, Temmie getting hit by the bomb.
Ooh, and Yarnspun able to get a big conversion here. Tries to go for the PRC off of the bone-crushing excitement, but it doesn't end up working.
Both players had extremely low amount of health. Temmie taking that match there.
Faust supremacy. Temmie finding a way to adapt, and we're making this losers finals a real close one.
We have some Fouts in the chat right now.
So much here. Lock in for one more game for Yarnspun, but two more games for Temmie, trying their best to mount a comeback.
Now, will Temmie lock in and bring us to a Game 5? We will see. But right now, they are doing an extremely great job of getting out these items and then countering that pressure. But Yarnspun, with the invincible minions, all three of them are out right now. Virtually no way out of this right now.
Able to find a big
Temmie
hit,
always finds a way.
Big counter hit, going in for a lot of damage. Tries to get the overhead, but Yarnspun's defense is so strong. At the back comes a projectile, and now we have another little guy on screen. Yarnspun able to put themselves on set point, 1 round away from punching their ticket to go see Jono in Grands, but, or Juno, not Jono, I swear, but going in here for more damage, more JDs, gets the Faust Brigade on them, jumps over the mini Faust, but it doesn't end up mattering, still gets hit anyways. Gets the 6P.
Careful of that bomb over there, because Temmie once again getting hit by their own bomb. Yarnspun taking back the pressure, but Temmie does not care.
Ooh, gets a big 6P, has the mini Faust Brigade. The burst isn't going to end up working how they would want it to. Burst on the side, Yarnspun tries to dedicate it, really wants this game, but this ends up killing. It's a big man, and gets big dive. Yes, that's yes, that's what I'm thinking of. Able to get the bar behind me right now. Yarnspun continuing this pressure, gets the strike throw. We've seen an absence of that here recently. Gets the low. Elysium Driver gonna break the wall. No.
Oh no, it sounds like we're having some garbled audio here.
But end up gonna getting the 5H counter hit. Gets the Elysium Driver, and one of the few times it killed. Yarnspun able to secure the game, and they're back in grand finals. For the past 2 gambits they've been in grand finals. Make it 3rd time's the charm. Maybe they get a chance here and they're able to conquer Juno, but we're gonna have to see 1 set or 2 sets stand between them in a grand finals crown, but only 1 for Juno.
They have gotten into the grand finals.
So much here. Juno gonna be able to start us off here, making grands through winner's side, but
Yarnspun rips the grab. Back with that amazing eddy pressure that we have seen earlier.
Yarnspun making such a great run through losers, as we've seen the pressure coming out. Juno
is looking
able to
even
get that
right now. Both players amazing in their own right with their pressure.
Getting the grab out of the frog jump, gets rid of all that eddy meter, but Yarnspun able to make things happen. The 2K2D uses the Drunkard Shade to send Eddie to the other side. The 2P, what a great mash.
What an amazing 2S there.
2S
Calls it out,
like
but Yarnspun wins that round there. This matchup is too peak. I agree, Anti. This is a peak matchup here.
It's the JS, has the Pierce to follow up right behind, continuing the pressure, and Yarnspun is caught in a bad situation, but that counter hit 2D is going to make things a little bit better. We've seen that conversion so many times from Juno, and killing right as the burst gauge fills up. So even on both sides. Tries to poke out Eddie, but it doesn't end up working out. So much here, gets the back throw, and now catches the backdash, loses all the Eddie gauge, but has the sword super to break the wall. No, it doesn't break the wall!
It doesn't break the wall. I'm not sure why it didn't there. I'm not really sure how Zato's supers work there.
Wow, what a great round from Juno. Doing so much and putting a first game on the board. 2 games stands away from them getting this Grands Championship, but Yarnspun can definitely make a climb back.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Doing the JP, wanting to try to weigh their options in this situation. What a burst bait though! Able to get the little bit of Eddie out on the screen, but the resource advantage is even now. There's no real advantage for either player, but the 2S and the invite held is going to mean a lot for Juno.
Yarnspun deciding not to go for a big cross up this time. Goes for the tap dust, but Juno gets the YRC. I was about to say, Yarnspun does have some meter to work with here.
That's fun. Absolutely hawking them down right now. Running after Juno and not letting them escape. Oh wow, the edge of that 2S ends up hitting the counter hit on Yarnspun. So much pressure to just take right now. While that invite hell is minus, it can be so hard to deal with. Going for more and more pressure, gets these little guys out on the field. The YRC on that blue Wild Assault, making Yarnspun spin the resources and able to maneuver Eddie to perfection.
Tries to start something using the BRC, but Juno just keeping up that pressure.
Playing so patient right now.
Now we're going for all these mix-ups here. gets the throw off.
Oh, that was kind of sick. Okay.
That was sick. That was sick.
Going for the empty jump throw. Good throw on the awareness, knowing that they're going to have a lot of landing recovery, and gets the low. Has to recycle that eddy gauge. Gets the deflect shield, but it doesn't end up mattering.
Yarnspun back on the pressure, going for the strike throw. Gets all 3 of their minions out.
YRC coming out, but able to get blocked. The 2S backdashing the 5H. What an aware play. Has to go for the far slash, though. Runs out of eddy gauge. 5P'ing the minions, not letting Yarnspun get free pressure. The JS2K2D backdashes that far slash, but the oppose is going to end up getting the hit, and the deflect shield.
Just the deflect shield. Will Yarnspun make a comeback? 1 hit will do it for them. Goes for a cross up, going for the amazing pressure. Juno using their burst here. Oh, but I believe that is a 2S that finished the match there.
2S will save the day, trying to poke out Eddie, but it just not working.
When in doubt, 2S.
Juno, 1 game away from winning this Grands. All they need is to secure 1 more round, but Yarnspun is putting up such a great fight, trying their best to deal with Eddie at every turn. For the oppose, covering Juno perfectly.
Already with this pressure. Absolutely amazing. Flying above Yarnspun's attempts to anti-air.
Such an active move right there. Gets the corner seal and makes it to where Yarnspun has to spin burst. This mix has been crazy from Juno, but it's not over yet. Yarnspun able to get that tried and true pressure out. And what a run forward. Able to poke out Eddie, but not able to win the day. The JD is going to catch.
Look. Yarnspun is not done yet, however. Never mind, that round is done.
Able to put themselves on tournament point. Yarnspun, though, not backing down yet. Able to get this corner back. Able to get this pressure back into the corner. Strike throw so lethal here. Okay, the 2D ends up whiffing and a big counter hit comes. Ooh, big YRC bait. Understands the mental stack and how much it matters. The 6P gonna end up converting.
Look at this pressure.
So much pressure going back and forth right now. Has the eddy gauge on their side, but 50 tension for Yarnspun. This is gonna matter a good bit here. The Elysium driver.
This should end the round here. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Jacko scaling is a little weird sometimes.
Gotta be safe when you think it's gonna kill. Can't be doing no commentator's curse now, even though I know I've done a couple. The frog ends up getting the tumble on the hard knockdown. Way to keep yourself space, forcing the burst out of Yarnspun's story, slowly getting this eddy gauge back. Things are looking so bleak for Yarnspun right now. Backdashes that 2D, but Yarnspun able to deal with Eddie, has a piece of solace for right now.
Yarnspun with that amazing pressure, but Juno calling it out.
It's the big mix here, and we're gonna get one last conversion. Juno going to take this Get Good Gambit number 9 in pretty convincing fashion. Things were looking kind of shady for a second there, but they get top 8 one time and win the whole bracket. Every single player that played in this bracket tonight surely played their heart out, and Yarnspun sadly falling second one more time, but they're such a strong player. One of these brackets are gonna go in their favor eventually. Everybody from Juno to Timmy to Noktriss to everybody in bracket played so well today, and we're so happy that you decided to share this opportunity with us. This is Yukio returning as normal, and this is Chaz. You got anything to say?
Just some insane plays, and we got some characters here that you never see here. Not only is this probably the first Zatto we've seen on stream here, this is the first Zatto to win the grand finals of the GGG. Just some amazing stuff here, and I want to thank you for having me on comms today.
Oh, no problem. It was such a great tournament environment that we were able to provide for these players, and I cannot wait until next time. Thank you all so much for sharing this event with us today, and we'll see you next time.